Hello everyone, and welcome to this, the third episode of Perils Possibilities, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition chronicle set in the fictional dark fantasy world of Elysium. With me today...
Hi, I'm Dean. I'm playing the gnome druid, Drainog of Clanbright Heart.
Hello, I'm Ryan. I'm playing the Dwarven Paladin, Philip Clydesdale.
Hello, I'm Harry. I'm playing the dashing barbarian, Gwyn Tegid Valentine IV.
I'm Callum, and I'm playing our resident warlock, Valkyria Doriu.
I'm James. I am playing our rogue, Cassian Vesadress III.
And I'm Josh, and I'm playing our ranger, Jarell Nipret.
Amazing. So, just before we start, I believe we've got a bit of feedback that we've had through that we're...
Yeah, a little bit of housekeeping.
Yes.
So, first of all, to everybody who's watched and started following us, thank you.
Yes.
It's a lot more than we expected for our second stream. What's the number currently right now, Leo, on the followers? Is it 42 still?
Yes.
Bloody hell, 42 already after two streams is amazing.
Yeah, amazing.
Obviously we've had some feedback from certain people, so just a couple of things we wanted to address. First of all, we are working on the sound system. This is an entirely self-funded stream, so sort of physical improvements are going to be quite slow because things are really expensive and we spent a lot of money getting to this point, so it might take a little bit of time for that. Secondly, some people mentioned that they didn't particularly felt when they started following us or jumped into the chat. So we want to address that. First of all, we have a new alert now for followers. It's very basic. We're going to do something a bit more. I'm still learning Twitch, I'll be honest. so we'll get there. Also, because this is a storytelling stream, we can't really interact with the chat ourselves while we're telling the story. However, we have every episode a Technomancer with us. Today it's Leo in the corner, who you may have seen from the recap video on our YouTube page. Check it out, it's really, really good. And Leo will be making a note of any questions, and at the break, if there are a few questions, a few of us will stick around the table and answer them. We get our phones out, make sure we can see chat, and properly have a communication with you. So it won't be while we're telling the story, but we will make sure that we get to talk to you whenever we can. That's pretty much it, I think, from the updates. Yeah.
Or at the very least, if these guys do need to run for the toilet break and stuff, I'm always going to be sat here so I can address any questions. If we can't address them, or if there's something that requires a bit of a longer answer, we'll at least acknowledge them and let you know. But we do have a Discord. If you really do want to interact with us, please join it, because we all monitor it, we all use it, and it's a great way for us to interact. Yeah, and it gives updates as well for new videos and stuff that we put up, exactly. So you won't miss anything if you go in there. Tailor end of what Josh said. Thank you very much for watching us. Thank you very much for following us. D&D is a massively saturated market. We know this, and we didn't expect any sort of kind of interactions, especially not to the degree that we got now. So thank you, especially for the investment of time and similar that you put into it. And hopefully we'll have more for you going forward, and you'll enjoy your time with us. So, a bit more bookkeeping, but game related. Just before we launch into recaps and similar, the party has leveled to 2. Woo! No one has died. So
I've tried my best.
Yeah,
give it time.
So
this could be the episode.
So, whilst that has mechanically kicked in, the abilities and stuff that come with a level 2 won't kick in until you've had a long rest. It just stops us in the future from being mid-scene in something and all of a sudden your characters get new and exciting abilities that, it just transition a bit better in the narrative coming at the end of a long rest, and bookkeeping-wise it makes things less messy.
Also, when we level up to level 3, so at the end of this session, right? When we go up to level 3, we will be recording that and posting that up so everyone can watch in terms of what subclasses are picked.
Yes. So we'll have that covered as well. So in terms of hit points and stuff, they're still the same.
Yeah.
That is that from, I think, from left. So in terms of the rolls and stuff, they were all made off camera last time. I think next time, if we do have a level up, we'll just cover the dice rolls and stuff before we leave the session, just so it's covered on stream, because I know obviously from watching other streams and stuff that's something people like, and I think it's just good in general just to cover it at the table, which is what we're going to do anyway. So yes, now I think, as we did last week, we are going to jump into our version of the Walking Dead RPG's Dearly Beloved Monologues, which is just a nice fun way of doing our recaps. Although I do touch on recaps a bit myself, it's nice to get it from a player perspective and a character perspective. So this one is with our beloved Cassian, who will recap the events of Session 2 as the character acknowledges and recognises them.
Once again, I've been screwed over by a rich man buying me a drink. And these people with me, I don't know if they're stupid or if their hubris has failed us. What did we talk about? No magic. And what did they do? Immediately, magic. I mean, I'm no stranger to running from the law, but, well, these pricks are louder than the punches they do. And with that magic, we've now got the Scholar Arcanum after us. Luckily, I led them out through the back streets I know so well, as they continued using magic and barely surviving. Gaslow has kindly given us somewhere to hide out, and I have to say, it is nice to be back somewhere with a bit of nobility, though we appear to have an inquisitor on our door. I should know better than to trust mages and non-humans.
You little bitch.
I'm sorry.
Well, welcome to the world of Elysium. So, where we left off, as has just been addressed, you have all ventured together with Gaslow in the early hours of the morning back to the keep of House Thorne, and towards the inner city, not yet close enough to the central, more prestigious and well-kept, beautiful sections of the city where the true great houses reside. Not all of them, just the ones that reside within the city. There are great houses all over Elysium in their places of power, but here, at the heart of the politics, the closer you get to the Black Keep, the more your status goes up. As was discussed, and as Gwyn is well aware, House Thorne, although it is a middling family of, in terms of its status, it's never really risen from that perch. Unlike your own family, Gwyn, whose political ambitions ever up, House Thorne has never really sought that, which is part of the reason for the growing distance, involuntary though it might have been, over the years between you and Gaslow. But still, if this is what a middling's keep is like, you can only imagine what it's like inside the keep or the holding of a greater house. Being escorted through, past the guards, past the stables, and into one of the very first guards' rooms that neighboured the front doors, you were allowed inside, had a chance to speak, while Gaslow went and spoke with his father about what had transpired, about the people that had helped save his life, and about the debt he felt he owed them. Now, whilst what he could financially give you was minor, most of the gold that he had on the gold crowns he had paid off to the landlord to try and shush, not expecting there to be an immediate pursuit. What he had on him was meagre, but it was from his own pockets, and he did express a wish to reward you further. Out of curiosity, the amount that was put on the table, which I believe was 2 gold crowns and 5 silver shillings, or is that still on the table?
I imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, I picked it up, yeah.
Cool. And whilst Gaslow was addressing what was going on with everyone, there had been a knock at the door, and one of the guards had come through, spoken to Gaslow, and you overheard him say, "Inquisitor Grinnick is here." Now, previously we'd done rolls with regards to the Scholar Arcanum. It had been overheard by some people while you were in the Will-o'-the-Wisp Tavern that the individual who'd been pursuing you was an interrogator who is trained in history or arcana.
Yes, history, yeah.
Yes, feel free to roll.
Shiny dice.
Ooh, I've got some new
I
dice.
don't know much about this sort of thing.
Roll with
So
disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
If it's something that you, based upon your background, would be unlikely to know, feel free to roll with disadvantage.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's cute. Yeah, no need for disadvantage.
No.
1.
So that actually means go on, yes.
2 with a natural 1.
Dirty 20 for Arcana.
Oh,
basically.
okay, very nice.
Arcana, okay.
17 for history.
Okay.
I'm not rolling.
Yep.
I've got a -5.
As always, guys, if there is a reason why you believe you genuinely wouldn't know something, it's entirely your choice to roll. If you don't know if your character would know something, you're welcome to give yourself disadvantage.
Can I roll just to spite these two with the ones?
Please get that, please.
But have some insight that these guys don't have.
1.
So that's a -5?
-4.
-4.
So, Jarrell, Caskian, and Philip all won.
We all just got.
With the
Yes.
with the adrenaline still, you were coming down on it until you heard the Inquisitor was arriving. Brains are still a bit frazzled, injuries are still felt. Lingering pain, crossbow bolts embedded in bodies will have that effect on people. Splinters in the side of the face will do the same. It is Valk and Gwyn who have that moment of recollection where, although you've not necessarily had any direct interactions with the Skull Arcanum, these two titles you're aware of. Under most circumstances, an interrogator is who is sent out to police magical matters. There are levels below that, and under most circumstances, for the low-level types of spells that would normally be cast, you not necessarily see an Inquisitor unless there was concern or something was going on that would elevate matters. The Inquisitors are a different matter. They're above interrogators. They oversee more considerable threats. You don't often see them.
Okay.
We're a threat, guys.
After only 2 sessions, that's pretty good going.
Well done, everyone.
Slice the man in half, to be fair.
That is true, yeah. You sliced
But
them
also keep in mind what is going on
yes.
in the city
Okay.
and what is happening in a few days' time and what you have overheard occurring recently.
Yeah, very true. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So Gaslow has heard this, and there is a moment where his face twitches and he kind of looks at you all and then looks back towards the guard, and then just as the guard is about to excuse himself, he grabs him on the chainmail on his arm and just says, "Stay a moment." And he looks towards all of you. Now, I will go and speak with him. Now, you can either remain here. There in the audience room there is, I do have a side room where normally interactions can be overseen and where guards can remain visually attentive without being seen as well. We have a few moments. Do you want to stay here? Or does anyone want to come and just, for your own peace of mind, because I'm aware I only really know one of you, what do you want to do?
I personally think we should stay hidden from this one.
And where is the better place to hide of the two?
I mean, they're both hidden, but it depends on whether or not you want to know what's being said and whether or not you want prior warning or if you'll trust me to handle this. But either way, you need to make a decision now.
Draenor will uncrouch from where he's stood on the chair in the owl mask and walk forwards and say, "I'd like to see this hunter."
do not wear the mask if you're going to go and see the hunter.
I mean,
beg of you.
He won't be seen. But I recommend, because we don't really know what this is. If this has some deeper political meaning, this mask of yours, I'd rather it not be seen in my house. With respect.
I'd rather be thrown in the fire, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll go in the viewing area. Where I can keep an eye.
I'm just well aware that I am a largely unknown element to you. I don't want you thinking I'm just going to sell you out to this individual. But if you'd rather flee, that is also on you. However, if he's here, he's likely not alone.
Where to flee? Where do we go from here?
Well, before we make any final decisions on that, if anything were to happen, do you have any cloaks that we may procure in case of such matters?
I could. I mean, the guards have surplus of cloaks for when it's raining and similar. I could get you some cloaks for that matter, but I can't keep them at the door, so it'd have to be afterwards.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. As long as we have something to protect ourselves, identities at least for a little.
Take us to the cubby where we can hear and see.
Of course. Follow me.
That's a good idea.
Anything you need, get it out of here now. And he opens up the door.
Taking the gold off the table.
Wait. Yep. So note down. From what I recall, I didn't note it down when I said it, which is my bad. 2 gold crowns.
Yeah.
5 silver shillings.
All of my money, all of Jarell's money was taken away by the guards.
Bastard
we're not
for Jarell.
That's a shame.
So you're not good with money.
That was 30 gold in there.
Which is hard to get.
Yeah, it is.
Draenor will carry all of his stuff under his arms. He'll take the mask off and tuck that in under his arms as well. And
Victory at last.
Follow me. And he starts leading the way up the corridor, up that long stone corridor. Glancing over his shoulder back at the door to make sure that the door leading out into the courtyard is actually shut, and that they're not kind of holding it in there. The Inquisitors go, it is shut, and he leads you up past the toilet area where you'd previously gone, and keeps walking further up towards the heart of this keep. And although you're familiar with the layout, your attention is kind of split between the people that are passing and kind of giving you looks from the household staff. One, to see whether or not they recognise you, because you are conscious, as you said to Gaslow, that you'd rather your family didn't know.
Yeah.
But also because it's strange at about 5 o'clock in the morning that you have this party walking, being led by Gaslow.
Good morning, ma'am.
At pace, yes. But you're led through, past, in towards the heart of this area, and as the double doors are pushed open, there is a large audience chamber. Towards the end, there is not a throne, it's a modest version of it, but it's not necessarily a status symbol in the sense that he's trying to make it look like one. It is a chair for a lord. And there are some smaller ones on either side. Stone pillars flank either side of this room, but he leads you straight up with his footsteps echoing throughout this chamber, quickly hurrying at pace and gesturing for you to follow. Banners roll down and grasp towards the grounds of each of these pillars with the insignia of House Thorne, which is almost like a barbed rose stem rolled over itself with the barbs out, and at the very heart of it, nestled, is the head of a rose. And as he leads you towards the back, past where this throne is, he gestures towards a small stone slot, which is only visible because when he pushes into it, it
Proper hidden room.
and he gestures for you to go in.
Is it a tight squeeze for everybody?
How high is everyone? How tall is everyone?
How high?
Not high. How tall?
I think we've been doing most people.
Draenog's about 4 foot tall, as a gnome, He's,
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Jarell is 6'1". His bow, it's a long bow, so it's probably...
Yeah, you'd have to one-shoulder it.
Yeah.
5'9".
I'm 6'3".
Oh, 6'2". Look at us three.
Oh, sixes.
So-
about 5 foot.
Yeah, those taller ones among you,
Little more.
there's enough room there, but if you have anything like a longbow, you have to one-shoulder it. And go
Yeah.
through. The passage itself is narrow. You get the feeling if you follow it, it would probably either circle the edge of this room or go further in. Potentially both, although you can only see in here with no. There are wall sconces. But
Does it feel like a priest tunnel?
Yes, but the torches aren't lit. So as soon as he waits for everyone to get in, he just gestures further down, and then points towards the inner wall, the one facing inwards towards this room, and then begins pulling the stonework back. And the moment it pulls to, it is black in here. It is narrow. However,
My eyes.
there is, as you're looking further down this passage, almost like small slits, horizontal slits, like between where stonework, bricks would lie upon bricks and then be cemented together.
Not quite as wide as like an arrow slit in a castle wall.
Not enough. It's enough to look through.
Yeah. Okay.
If you put your eye to it, you could probably see through. But anything larger in a room without portraits or similar adornments, because you get the feeling, and you certainly know, Gaslow's father is not a vainglorious man. Portraits is wasted money.
For
There are
Spotify
other-
people,
yes.
just pointing at me, Gwyn.
Oh, sorry. Yes, so Gwen, you'd know that there doesn't need to be portraits. However, that does make the idea of having little holes cut into the stonework where someone's eye is just looking out harder to do, because when you go to an audience with someone, especially if you're on a bit tense ground, you're going to be aware of the fact, hey, this guy is seeing me, there's like no guards.
Also has completely different coloured eyes.
Yes. So they're there, they're narrow, you'd have to be pressed up against them. But it's going to be a case of the ones that you can see, probably 3 people at once could look. None of them are short enough for you two.
I was
You
going to
will have
say.
to, but then again, you didn't once see any household guards for House Thorne that weren't human.
I think Draenor will walk over to where he saw the sconce,
Yes.
and he'll just kind of draw a symbol in the air and mutter in Druidic, and the light will just slap to life.
I would possibly suggest not doing that, because it is quite early morn, and if the light were to come out from these slits and
It's not
show
the
our
most
path.
stealthy approach.
Can't please everyone, and he'll do it similar again, and it'll just snuff out.
I'm just getting such a Helm's Deep vibe right now. Just
Yeah.
Like, just like you do. I can't see.
Toss me!
If you'd like me to pick you up,
Throw me through the door. That's why you need to put jump on me. It's the toss me move.
Jarrell will immediately go to one of the slits and poke his sort of beady, slightly orangey hued eyes. If you look properly closely, there's a slight swirl in them, but it's very hard to see unless you're looking very closely.
So, because this passage is very narrow, can I have a marching order for who's closest to the hole you just entered and who's further down the tunnel?
I'll probably be the furthest away because I can't see through. Well, Draenor will be furthest away because he can't see through the eye holes anyway.
I think Val would have been probably the last one in because he got the gold off the table while everybody else was leaving, so he probably would have followed behind.
Okay, so who's in first? Who's furthest down the tunnel?
Draenor.
Draenor.
Then
Cassian would have been trying to push to the front.
So Cassian's next. Who's behind Cassian?
probably would have been me. I was going to be walking close next to Gaslow.
So Gwyn?
Gwyn.
Yep.
Jarrell will probably be trying to keep as central as possible. He's only
Jarrell.
got his bow.
Who's behind Jarrell?
Be me.
Philippe.
Philip.
Yeah.
Philippe.
And then Valk last?
Val last, yeah.
Okay. So who is at the eye holes?
I'd be trying to. I'd be really trying to push myself there.
Jarrell would.
Yeah, Gwyn probably would.
Mm-hmm.
He's nosy.
I'm assuming from in here, even if we aren't at an eye slot, would we still be able to hear the conversation?
Yes.
Is that more just to see what's happening, essentially? Okay.
Assuming they're not whispering.
Yeah, yeah, true.
But to be honest, in an audience chamber like this, you're not going to be there and whispering to one
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
If it's a quiet conversation, you'd likely go somewhere else.
Yeah, cool.
and the benefit of the audience chamber, and certainly you know from previous time, Gwyn, when you've been in, that the voice carries in there. It is an echoing chamber. It is one for declarations, for audiences with the Lord, and the Lord is not a quiet man. He projects, he is powerful. Even though his status has never gone beyond middling, he carries himself naturally, without any forced effort, without any pretense, as though someone higher status. So in that hall, you know the voice carries. There's not really any concern that you're not going to be able to hear what's being said. It's about who can see what's going on. So we've got Gwyn, Cassian,
And Jarrell.
and Jarrell. Okay. So as you peer through, it does take a moment of aligning yourself with the hole to try and get the best view, because part of your vision, upper or lower, is blurred, is you're trying to align your eye with this very narrow hole. And you kind of have to angle yourself either to the right or the left to try and determine just what parts of the hall you are happy to be kind of covered by one of these pillars. But once you find your positions and you're happy, you stop and you wait. And you hear footsteps and the door opening and admitting someone. And you see Gaslow marching up towards the top of the steps, and as you watch him, he moves up towards the stairs, addressing himself in the seating, and he's put over on top of himself a coat, and he has got one of those single shoulder kind of mini kind of like cloaks or covers, which he has put over the shoulder that he got shot in. And he's addressing how it sits, moving over to the throne, leaning on the throne, coming off the throne, sits in the throne, gets up out, and he is clear just by watching him, even though he is very quiet, he is nervous. And just as he is kind of about to reposition himself on the throne as he takes a seat, and he kind of moves his ass towards the edge of the seat, almost as though he's making the decision, do I sit back or do I get up? Do I sit back, do I get up? There is the sound of the doors being pushed open, and all of a sudden he is back on his feet. Hands clasped in front of him, then hands clasped behind him, and then they just kind of hover at his sides. As there is the sound of a clicking piece of metal. As a very finely dressed gentleman in olive coloured greens just walks into the room. And it's a comfortable pace that he moves, and the clicking is coming from the cane that hits the ground. And although he moves at a gentle pace, there is a limp in how he moves. And although he's absent any adornments, there is a singular, partially obscured badge upon his chest. And you can only see the silvered base. It's like a semicircle. And as he breaches the threshold of one of these pillars in your line of sight, you can see that he has long silvery hair, which he has tied back. And he is an older gentleman that has comfortable looks. And the smile that he has on his face is not officious, is not threatening, it's almost friendly and amicable. Like a grandfather that you hadn't seen for many years. But he moves and has the build of someone that is, it's almost like his body has not remembered that he's gotten old.
Mm-hmm. We're absolutely screwed. This guy's cool as fuck. Like, this guy's awesome. We're dead.
You can't even see him.
Yeah, I can hear this bloke and I'm like, that's the walk of a man who's got swagger.
That sounds like a friendly grandpa figure.
Yeah.
And as this figure approaches, he comes up towards the base of the small steps which separate this chair where Gaslow's hovering from the rest of the hall. And then he just gives a small bow and then smiles at him again. Thank you very much for seeing me on such short notice. I'm aware the hour is an unsociable one, so forgive me for this intrusion. Oh, not at all. I was up anyway. I hope the I didn't keep you waiting long. I had to use the lavatory.
Can one of us replace him?
And this gentleman just smiles and says, "No, not at all. Your guards were pleasant company, so, and still, thank you for seeing us." And as he kind of glances around the room briefly, there's a moment where his eyes go over where the holes are and people pull back. But his gaze continues to travel the wall and then rests back on Gaslow. I am Inquisitor Grig. And Gaslow, again, although he knows it's an Inquisitor, it's almost like his face shifts as he kind of adjusts the seating of his clothing and then sits back down on the edge of the throne. He doesn't sit it well. Inquisitor Grig, someone of your station coming at the early hours in the morning. I hope it's not something... I'm assuming this is to do with the matter at the Will o' the Wisp. And the Inquisitor just nods. Then, you'll forgive me. Why an Inquisitor? This is surely a matter for an interrogator. Under most circumstances, I'd agree. But with the King's birthday approaching, and other matters, it was felt that an Inquisitor's oversight would be useful. Besides, I have plenty of time. I'm not often that busy these days. And he smiles again, that toothy smile. And it's uncomfortable. It's one of those smiles where it is a well-sitting, handsome smile, but there is something off about it. And it is not off in the sense where you're like, ugh. It's off in the sense that you feel the hairs go up on your neck. But since you broached the matter, young lord, I hope you don't mind me asking a few questions about the incident earlier today. I assume, now that you've relieved yourself, that you also have the time. Depending on the course of the conversation, might need to go again, but we'll
Can I shoot Gaslow?
Be quiet.
I'm trying to be quiet, but
Be quiet.
Before I ask these questions, young lord, maybe I could hear about the event from your perspective. In its entirety, any questions I have, I'll hold until the end. And he rests his hands together on the front of his cane and just watches him. And Gaslow shifts, sits back in his throne, sits forward. I apologise, it's, as I'm sure you know from your own sources, it's been a bit of a morning. Well, I was at the Will o' the Wisp Tavern. I was attacked. I'd been there, as I often do. Not necessarily to that tavern, but to the outskirts. I like stretching my legs, expanding my horizons, especially in order to self-tutor myself. And as I said, I was attacked by 3 men in the middle of the night. Two of the men were dressed in these robes and had hideous-looking masks of an avian variety. I assume an owl, I think. And then the third individual was a man in city watch attire. As you can imagine, I was dragged out of my bed by these individuals, and they attacked me. And as I was pulled, I grabbed my rapier, and I managed to disarm one of them. Took up his weapon and cut the villain in two. And this caused a bit of a ruckus as I was trying to go for the door. One of them tried to attack me with something. This, I can only assume, is magic. And he struck his companion and he fell out of the window and hit the ground. And at that point, this guard flew from the room out of the window and up and out of sight. And sorry, it's difficult for me to remember. And the Inquisitor just continues to lean on his cane, just nodding and listening, and still smiling.
I wonder why.
Philip tugs on Jarrell's cape. Master Ranger, I think we missed the third man in the room. I think he escaped. There's someone who knows we were in there.
I'm going to put my hand over his mouth.
Drops nods to Gwyn.
Now, this spell that he was casting, it made an unearthly noise, and
That's like he still has them.
it was so loud that I couldn't hear other individuals leaving their rooms and rushing and banging on my door and trying to get help, and they forced the door down, knocked it through, and came in and asked me, am I okay, what had happened? And I said, I'd just been attacked by one of these city guards. A city guard had come in and tried to accost me in the middle of the night. And not only that, he was travelling with people that were casting spells. Illegal activity, and very likely a con man dressed as a city guard.
I don't remember any of this. I think he's not telling the truth, man.
I'm gonna put a knife to his
And you know, at first I thought I must have misremembered, but then all of a sudden there was this city guard rushing to the building with, forgive me for saying so, efficient speed, given where we were. This, in my head, made me think, this isn't city guards, this is gang member activity. And this, or something illicit, something, spellcasters trying to masquerade as city guards. And I didn't trust it. I was scared they were coming to finish the job, to silence this witness that had just narrowly escaped their clutches. And he kind of looks up as he's giving this telling and glances at the Inquisitor with a pause, and the Inquisitor is not moved. He's just listening.
Yeah.
And one of the patrons that had come out was a friend of mine that I had met earlier. I'd been speaking with him. He was very concerned with my welfare. But with the city guard coming in, there wasn't much I could tell them beyond the fact that I'd just been attacked by city guard, and there was more city guard coming through. And that I didn't think they would be a city guard. So I begged him, please take the other people that had come through, afraid for my welfare, into his room and just to hide, to wait for them to come and to leave. I didn't know what they wanted, and in the moment, I'll be honest, I'd just been attacked. A hair had been pulled out of my head. You can see here when he points. And the Inquisitor does him the courtesy of at least looking as though he's leaning forward to inspect, even though there's like stairs and height difference. He plays along and just nods. So I told them to run and hide, and did my best to steel myself as more city guards came up. And although I told them about the attack, I didn't tell them about the city guard because I didn't know if they were city guard themselves, and I was still startled, still worried and concerned. And so I didn't know whether they were in on it. I didn't want to get dragged out of the window or attacked and stabbed. So, in that circumstances, I was a bit reserved in what I told them because I didn't know if they were city guard. Yes, you said. The next part, please. Of course. There was a commotion. Before that, one of the guards came up and started trying to speak to me and needle me for information. And my friend, my dear friend, concerned for my well-being, came out and tried to check on me. This guard all of a sudden started getting really pushy about wanting to go into his room, just as the other guards had been nestling through other people's room, rooting for things. Again, I think he was trying to steal. Criminal activity is not what us City Watch people do. Oh, sorry, go on. And so we didn't know what to do. I was tempted to jump in and try and draw attention back to me, and then all of a sudden there was a commotion outside. There was a shout of alarm, and the guards fled. And seizing upon that opportunity, we thought, we have to get away and we have to find the real guard and tell them what had happened. And if these guys are real guard, then we could explain why we didn't speak to these frankly, quite thuggish men. And if they weren't, then, we got into the heart of people masquerading as city guard in a place that was already lawless. Not the whole city, just this area of the city. Are you following me so far?
I don't think anybody is.
All I can think again is Lord of the Rings and Gimli saying, "Go on, stick an arrow in his gob." That's all I can think right now.
I think we should leave.
You're incredibly loud when you move and talk.
Yeah,
Shut up.
sorry. I think we should leave.
We fled. We were going to go downstairs, but we knew there was more of these guards. So we went out of the window. The intention being to slip away, to find guards out of this section of the city and report to them what had happened. And then as we went out of the window, one of them came to the window, one of these false, I assume, guards, and then not only yelled and claimed we were spellcasters, they started shooting at us. So we did what any rational person would do. We fled. We ran. And then some other individual came around the corner and then started firing at us as well. So we ran faster. And as soon as we got a few streets away, I offered them my thanks for their assistance and made sure they were okay. And then we parted ways and we fled. I came back home and relieved myself, as understandably, and then all of a sudden I'm told that you're here asking questions. So yes, that's the morning I've had. How's your morning been?
Such a charmer.
I remember all that bit now. I remember the end bit.
And the Inquisitor just... That sounds terrifying. And he stops leaning on his cane and then just takes one step towards the base of the stairs, and Gaslow kind of recedes back into the throne a bit. And it's such a small motion, and he steps out of sight with where the pillars are.
Just take
So
It's fine.
now, is there anything else you can remember based upon that report? No, I think I got the important bits I think. Yes. Yes, that's my report. I assume you have one or two questions? One or two.
While this is going on,
Yes.
and the Inquisitor is leaning on their cane, is there any semblance of something in the weave being active, of any sort of magic taking place? Because I have a horrible, horrible feeling there may be a zone of truth going on as a player. But can Jarrell spot any sort of magical essence in the air?
Roll Arcana with disadvantage because you've got a narrow eye hole to look through, and there are pillars obscuring what this man is doing at parts.
Okay. Oh, 15 on disadvantage.
15 at disadvantage?
Yeah, good. That's not bad.
There is
Not bad.
nothing in the weave that you can see at the moment being manipulated.
Cool. That's fine.
I think we can all tell he's lying.
He actually had the spell prepped. It was just like,
I don't know.
It's probably the easiest interrogation I've ever done.
It's ready for it. He's like, nope.
So, the Inquisitor takes that singular step. These people that came out to assist you. Yes, fine people. What about them? Did you know any of these people beforehand? No, only my friend that I mentioned before. I hadn't seen him for many years, which is why we had a catch-up. But you were seen talking to this group of people in the tavern before the attack. You're saying they're strangers. Yes, strangers. We were speaking, but we'd only met that once, so I'd still class them as strangers. It's not like we shared, addresses and stuff, childhood stories. The tavern only says you bought many expensive bottles of alcohol for this group. And you even paid for their rooms.
Oh, this guy's good. This guy's really good.
You claim that they're strangers. Yes, we had only just met. I like to make friends with money. It's one of my few redeeming qualities. I understand. Everyone has their own way of making alliances. But you say you were attacked by 3 men. Yes. And you woke up to find them standing over you. Yes, and one dragged me from the bed. How did they enter the room? The window's open, so it must have been through there. So they came through the window. Yes, I believe so. That's a good guess. That's what I believe.
This might be a really stupid thing to say, considering the quality of lying here. But can I roll an insight check on the fact they came through the window? On that section?
Sure.
I feel like he invited them in. 14.
No, it was going to be a lonely and
With
vigorous.
disadvantage. You are still looking for a slit, and your focus has largely been on the Inquisitor.
That's sad. 9.
Right? You can't tell. You can't see his face.
That's fine.
He's in profile at the best of times.
No worries.
How far away would you say we are
You
from the door to the front
No.
room?
You were
No.
looking at the spell
From the
section, weren't you?
From the stone
From
block.
where I am to the door of the front room? Roughly 30 feet.
To the actual entrance. Probably
Yeah.
about 50.
Has it got verbal?
Okay, you're first in. Like.
No, it doesn't.
Dean, what spell were you looking at in the spell book?
Show them what you showed me. Show them what you showed me.
Look, I just wrote a little note that says minor illusion, knock at door.
No. No.
We've got nowhere
It's
to
quite
go.
far away though, so I won't be able to.
Are you discussing this amongst yourselves?
No.
Being Inquisitor,
Yes.
from my time in the army, would I know much about this rank?
Yes.
Is it quite rare?
Roll history for me or Arcana for me with advantage.
Still not good.
Both with
intelligence.
advantage.
17.
-4.
That's my -4, so that's 13.
Again, largely it's interrogators or underlings for interrogators that are with the armed forces. Normally, if there's an inquisitor there, it is an inquisitor which, when they went through the Scholar Arcana, they specialised in militant weave mastery.
So is it a rare rank?
There's not many of them. All the positions, as far as you're aware, are filled or were filled when you had your brief over here of some other soldiers discussing it.
Yeah.
There doesn't need to be, because there are often interrogators which handle most things. Inquisitors more often are utilised when the threat is to king and country.
Do I recognise this guy's voice? Has this guy
Roll
been
perception
around?
check. Again with disadvantage, because you haven't said much. And you are nestled in, and you've been speaking to your companions.
Is -2, so 15.
15.
Is that the highest non-combat roll you've rolled?
Yeah. 15.
You don't recognise him from your time there, and any inquisitors that would have been with the wolf
They're probably still with him.
are probably still with him. Plus, there's not too many of them, so if this guy had been there, you're sure you would have remembered him.
So what
Plus, with his injury and the fact that the war is still ongoing, it's unlikely he would. The wolf wouldn't, even an inquisitor probably wouldn't have tolerated him being there, because he would have slowed people down. So you don't believe that he's been on the war front?
Okay.
So, anyone else want to check anything before they continue speaking? No.
No, let's
No.
let him keep digging his own grave. And ours at the same time.
So, these men dragged you from your bed by the hair, by your hair, and you defended yourself, understandably. Yes, with my rapier, disarmed the man with the greatest, the great sword, and I used that to defend myself. As is my right. Oh, of course, that's not in question. So, you're trained to fight, young lord? Yeah, I've studied fencing for many years, as expected of someone of my station. My father was particularly adamant that I learned. I personally prefer books. But I'm glad, with everything that's gone on tonight, that, he pressed that into me. And forgive me, my lord, I'm not as familiar with all the intricacies of nobility and expectation. Fencing is traditionally studied using it's with a sword and buckler, or a rapier, or a saber, or something like that. But not a great sword. Well, no. Oh, then, that you abandoned the weapon you had trained with for years in favour of a much larger, more unwieldy weapon like the greatsword. It must have been instinct. With battle going on, you do what you need to survive, and I thought I had he was a big man. I didn't think my rapier would poke enough holes in him quickly enough to save my life. Of course. So, instinct. Was it also instinct that enabled you to cut a man in half with such a foreign weapon, despite your, forgive me, my young lord, small build? It must have been. And the questions continue in this fashion. for a while.
How much sort of like, mental damage do we take from listening to this level of lie spewing from Gaslow?
To be fair, knowing you're going to meet an Inquisitor is scary enough. Having one dropped on you when you are trying to lie through your teeth to save other people
Very true.
is not easy.
Above the table, what if we just spoke to the guards after the first fight? Would we have been better off that way?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't think so, but then someone.
I think we would've-
Someone cast fog cloud.
Cool, never mind.
Someone did have to cast Thunderous.
I wasn't not going to lie. We could have easily just gone, that was one of those guys. The magic, those guys were good citizens. We killed the magic users for you. And then we would have got a medal, we would have met the king, been in a parade.
Assassinated him.
Killed the
So your
boy.
mind's going down.
That's why I'm actually a sleeper agent. Second I'm there, I'm like, killed the child.
The dragonfly, obviously, it's the heart of the king.
Obviously.
You've solved my campaign. I'll go with them.
What if the dragonfly is the king now? You'd be like, we have to kidnap the boy.
So Gaslo's still being interrogated pretty heavily.
Yeah, the questions continue like this for a while.
Yeah.
And Grinnick is clear why he's an Inquisitor. He doesn't threaten. There's no intimidation in his tone, the way he looks, but there is an unnervingness there. And the questions he asks, it's clear that the reason he's let him speak and he's let him prattle on is he knows these answers already. He just wants to know how long the rope is that Gaslow's going to hang himself.
Is it
In
is it clear that this guy is always the smartest in the room?
That's the impression you get, but then you kind of expect it from an Inquisitor.
But everyone's the smartest in the room compared to me. Like, wow, everyone's
Yeah, I mean,
really
it's
smart.
not a high bar.
It's not a high bar.
Go on.
Is Gaslow within 30 feet?
Oh my god.
Cast
Gaslow is,
I cast fireball.
without kind of, based upon where he is, the fact that he's sat in the throne and the fact that you're kind of in the wall and you can't kind of put your head through the hole to see, unless like you were to shapeshift, for example. The only way you can really do it is by
My
scheme
illusion
yeah,
doesn't
it's
need
not
sight.
right. If you don't need line of sight, then yes, you
Yeah,
could cast
that's
something.
true.
So I could make the sound of a fart where Gaslow.
Why? Why?
You could.
I could.
That
I'm
makes him
just
more
saying,
suspicious.
Gaslow shitting himself.
It's going to make them feel more suspicious.
I cast fart.
So, if at any point, guys, because obviously
Yeah.
it's quite an important discussion going on. If at any point you do want to interject, just interject, just so it's not me
Absolutely.
doing. And plus, if there is a particular point where you think, actually, I've got an idea, I can do something, feel free.
There's
But
truly nothing I
there
can
is
think of this
always an option that you can just not and see how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Choice
I
is
genuinely
always
don't know
yours.
what I can do other than punch people.
No.
So the questions,
Stop it, you.
the questions continue, and of note,
I believe in you.
Grinnick questions him again about why, he was grabbed by these individuals. Go on, Drano.
Draenor will silently
Oh no.
hold out his staff and,
But deadly.
smirking to himself, do a small sort of symbol with his hand, and then there'll be a gurgling,
Who is next?
bowel-wrenching sound, like someone really needs the toilet, to emanate from where Gaslow is.
Really?
Hopefully,
Right.
hopefully, he'll take the hint, excuse himself, and calm down before he returns.
This is when he leaves and you're like, I didn't cast the spell.
Not finished the spelling.
I was just stretching
What
my
are the
fingers.
components for minor illusion?
Minor illusion is somatic and material.
Phew. At least it's not.
I don't need line of sight. And if someone has reason to suspect that it's magical and not, this person who's shitting himself and saying he was shitting himself can do a study action, which is investigation.
Great.
However, it's not passive.
Let's
He would have to go, that farty sounds
It's like the
seems unusual.
soundbite.
today.
The soundbite was clipped at the end.
Just to be clear as well, right? There's no exit from where we are besides the way we came
You
in.
can follow it.
Oh,
It's
we can
further
keep going.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you don't know the
I'm
internal
gonna
layout. It does split two ways. Are you going?
Well, I'm right there at the end. I'm by the entrance, so
Yeah,
I'm going to
I'm-
have to squeeze past
Yeah,
everybody.
you're kind of tempted to just push everybody along.
Yeah, I'm gonna silently, for those who actually may be able to see with dark vision, as soon as you cast this and I hear that noise and I can see you because I've got dark vision, I'm gonna motion to everybody and just go. As in, like,
Which characters have dark vision here?
Me.
Philip, Drainog, and the
Val.
non Yes.
No,
So,
Is anyone moving?
No,
I'm not right now. No. I'm just making that motion and I'm gonna leave that with everybody.
I can't see you.
Right.
if we do, I'm
So,
going to pick him up and he
just
can me.
for my own bookkeeping, can everyone roll stealth with advantage for me?
With advantage.
You are currently behind a wall.
If it's stealth advantage, can
Oh, thank
mine
God I have
just be
advantage, 'cause I was
Yours is
regular?
just straight.
Just
If
straight.
you've got your armor,
Oh, no.
it's straight. It's
Two
just straight.
13s.
Oh, now, again, I've not double checked this, but I believe for group rolls, it's people that it's the majority that you're going to want.
Okay.
I have 10.
Where is it?
and that's a net 20 plus 3.
Keep in mind, you're not trying to beat a score at this point. He has to beat any score you put forward. If you don't hit 15, technically you're not classed as invisible, so we'll count 15 as your target.
Okay.
Great.
Because
Cool.
that's what the rules
Cool.
say.
Cool.
Jarrell is.
10?
Oh, God.
Oh, you got Matt 20 and 3.
8.
23.
23.
Above a
You
net
got a
20.
nat 20?
Nat 20,
Right,
take
okay.
it up to 23.
As you're shifting and you're beginning to make almost scrape on the stone, it's like your part of your clothing catches and you can feel it dislodge, and just as you're about to go fuck, because it's about to clatter, you grab it.
Yeah, so
your failure-
will grab you and help you a bit.
So just because you got an extra 20, we'll count that as you 2 successes. So 1, that's 3,
18 for Val.
4,
18.
5,
90.
6. Aside from that, which you kind of get and just put on the ground close to you so that it doesn't make any noise, you are largely silent. So the numbers you just rolled,
I got an 8.
Yeah.
you got an 8.
I got an 8. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Phil. Right, okay.
Clock.
That's why I was going to pick him up.
It turns out there's a cat underneath my phone.
So it's almost like everyone's silent. And at that moment, you're like, yes. And then Philip's like,
Yes.
well, that was close.
Why is everyone being quiet?
Or something suitably Philip-esque.
I just questioned why
No,
we were
I'm
the
broad.
entire
I was going to say
time.
broad enough as all the metal to scrape across the wall.
I can imagine actually, he's taken these pebbles and then just reached across and handed it to Philip, and Philip's just gone. Just dropped
Just
them.
caught.
It's like, why are you handing me rocks? Regardless, fortunately, as Gaslow is given an excuse, that's when it clashes, and the overall
The fan
feeling
sound.
you get is that it's quiet. So you're. So one of you is not classed as invisible, so were they to get into a position to see here,
Yeah.
you're not covered. However, there is a wall obscuring you. Everyone else just make a note of your stealth rolls, totals for us. For you, Gwyn, add your stealth to what you rolled. So what did you roll?
Natural 20.
Natural 20. So add to a natural 20 whatever your stealth bonus is.
Okay, nothing.
And alright, so yours is just a 20. That's what we'll use for your DC, as it were. Okay.
So your fart actually helped.
I feel like Drainog is as wise as his character sheet says.
Just in ways humans can't possibly understand.
Exactly.
Yes.
You know, the gnomes were on a different level.
From
Much
the
lower
circle
down.
of flatulence.
I just want to buy him a moment where he can just go into the bathroom and just sit there in front of the mirror like, right, okay, let me just get my story straight. I am an expert with weapons.
Leave us alone in the room with the Inquisitor.
So, this noise, between his moments of mumbling, because very easy to look at the situation from outside and be like, this guy's just cocking it up. In a situation with someone interrogating you, that you already feel he knows anything I say here is going to be wrong, but I need to give an answer. The pressure's still there, and you got to remember, he could quite easily turn around and just name you all.
Yeah.
Mm.
He isn't. For better or worse, he's
Trying his best.
trying to do the lie.
This is very true.
And whilst he's saying all this, and doing his every time he kind of leans back, he has to kind of reset himself because he keeps leaning on the wound, which he's covered with fabric. To his credit, doesn't show any signs of it, but it's clear from the way he's fidgeting that it's fucking hurting. As he tries to figure out an answer to this question, there is a long. And Gaslow goes, I told you I might need to step away. I'm sorry. You're very awe-inspiring, and that is. And whilst I'm happy to host you, you've got to understand. I have been attacked this morning. I am quite nervous. If I may, just beg your indulgence for a few minutes, so I can go and relieve, because I don't think my father will appreciate me relieving here on this seat. By all means.
It's called a throne for a reason.
I'll just the individuals I have with me outside the door. Just let them know where you're going, and I'll await you here. Right, and he gets up, squats a little to sell the lie, and then kind of waddles his way over to the door. And just as you're watching the door, the moment he kind of shuts it, he kind of looks down at himself. Just to double check it's not him, strains himself and marches out of sight as the door shuts.
Okay, now we are just a little over the Inquisition.
Yeah, that's why I said let's start shifting.
Or if we stay perfectly still.
Yeah, he's going to start searching.
Lifts the cane and catches it.
Lying bastard.
He marches up the stairs, again, very slight limp, considers the chair, glances to the door, and then slowly begins walking the length of the room.
Okay.
Just observing, looking at the tapestries falling down, the banners, considers it, and looks across the wall. Every now and again he taps the cane on the wall. Clearly he's been in these buildings before. Not this necessarily, this one, he's been in buildings similar. And taps.
So we've already been moving at this point.
Are you moving?
Move
Yeah,
to
well,
somewhere where
that's
there
why
is
we
no
moved.
slits.
Yeah, that's why we roll stealth so we can.
Okay.
The idea is, I think we're just moving up a little bit
Yeah,
further, just
shimmying
so
along.
if anyone
Yes.
does look,
Yeah.
but we can still hear.
Yeah.
Yes. So you muscle your way as best you can. Who's got dark vision?
Draino.
Okay.
Philip and Val.
The
Right,
non-human.
okay. So you are moving as best you can. It is in a weird way, because this place is so narrow, you wouldn't have had any sort of disadvantage on trying to navigate these places quietly, because there's not really any places for you to move to in the dark and fumble. There's a wall there, you're kind of just side shuffling. When you get to the end and Draenor, you feel your back kind of hit nothing, you know that there's a turn behind you and there's a turn ahead of you, which the turn ahead of you runs the flank of the room. So it looks in still, and there's probably more eye holes further down. The one behind you likely leads further into the keep and will empty out into a different place, but you don't know where. You've never been going inside these walls, so you don't know either.
Yeah.
But those are your two options. You are at the front.
Yeah, I think Draenor will just pause for now, so long as, are we out of eye line through the eye slit?
Yes.
Okay, so
As long as everyone has moved away from them and nobody, like Philip and Val, have slotted themselves in to have a quick peek.
I can't see anywhere.
Yeah, it's a little hand-holding daisy chain up.
Yeah,
It's just shimmying
Yeah.
along. Yeah.
And there is, as you are waiting, there is a nerve-wracking moment where the briefest kind of thread of light which has been feeding in from the hall into this blackened corridor vanishes as something passes in front of it. And then it reappears. And then the next one vanishes. stays vanished. And there is the very certainly you here, Joel, and everyone's not Philip. Sorry, Phil. But here, I mean, you have like a shit passive perception.
What is your passive perception?
Like
8.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm trying,
I
guys.
mean, to be honest, even you, Philip, would hear this. The sound of little pebbles falling off and hitting where he is touching the hole.
It's like, oh shit.
And he's aware it's there.
Oh, no.
And the brief kind of loss of light suggests that he is perhaps looking in.
but we've moved.
That's a good thing we moved.
Who was at the back?
Me.
Damn
You-
it, you're tall.
So you lot moving has given him disadvantage because he can't see all the way down.
Yeah. But it's still like plus 20.
And then the light reappears as he moves further down. And there is the sound of soft, measured footfalls and then of the cane touching. And it gets louder and louder until, although there are no slits, you know he is on the other side of the wall. And then you hear the of him tapping the cane on the stone.
Who is it?
Are you pushing people back, like whoever's next to me, pushing them back away from that wall?
I can almost imagine Philip just being, yes?
Give us
I have
give us a minute, please.
clamped my hand over his head.
I'm not decent.
Thing is, when you try and lie, he doesn't believe you, but when you tell a really stupid lie like that, like fully believing it, he's like, oh, I'm sorry.
Philip doesn't lie. He just always believes everything wholeheartedly what he's saying. You can tell him like your name's not Philip, and he's like, yes.
Jarrell had to take his bow off to
Yes.
go in here, didn't he? Okay. Very quietly knocking an arrow.
No.
Just knocking an arrow.
Okay. Can't
fire it. Just in case something.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
just knocked. That's all.
That's bit further down. Now in line with Drainog. Back in line with Cassian. Then footsteps. As he moves further on.
Further away from.
Away, ahead of where you are. So going off left to flank the room, he's moved down that edge.
If he comes back round, we have to stay in exactly the same positions because if the wall makes a different sound next time he comes around.
He knows it's hollow for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still stone.
Yeah, but like
If there are any differences between like tightly packed stone and stone that is intentionally not quite thick so that it can be seen through and without too much of a narrowed field of vision, you'd have to be really well versed and like stone capable to be able to sense this.
Like you.
But it's unclear whether or not he's doing it to see or whether he's testing illusion, whatever he's doing.
Yeah, okay.
It's quite unclear, but for the moment, it looks as though he's passed you by. Cool. And he gets about halfway down the length of the room when the door creaks back open.
Oh, thank Christ.
And Gaslow steps back in, sets himself up, walks briskly back. He's even had the foresight to change the trousers he's wearing. Good lad. And moves up towards the throne, sits himself down. Now, thank you for that. Bit of a surprise attack that, but we're ready to continue.
Welcome.
And he slowly moves back towards the front of the Inquisitor moves back towards the base of the throne. So, as we were saying, you said that you were grabbed by these strangers and that you were hauled out of the bed. You believe they'd come through the window. Yes, that's right. And you say that this group was casting Spells? Yes. Yes, they were. Harrowing, as I'm sure someone in your line can appreciate. Of course. So, they didn't come through the door? No, as I said, my companions came through the door.
We blew up the door.
Yeah, he already
Yeah.
mentioned that, don't worry.
Who
They
mentioned?
knocked in the door. So, which one of these companions cast the spell that took the door off its hinges?
That part, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Take the door off.
be honest, my attention was on these, on myself and on this cleft body that I had in my room. I don't know which one of them, as I said, they are strangers to me, which one cast it, but I will be honest, my attention was more on the people that I had self-witnessed casting these spells, and not on the people that claimed to be rushing to save me. As far as I knew, they just knocked the door off by shoulder checking it, or kicking it, or punching it, or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
You did punch it
You did,
first.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thrice.
And then he became the
But we are aware that this group can cast spells, not only for the damage of the door, but an interrogator in my service saw them cast these spells when they were taking flight. In fact, he even mentioned that there was a dwarf that attempted to command him.
I wonder who that was, guys.
As I said, they are strangers to me, but they were strangers trying to save my life. My priority was getting away from the people I believed not to be actual guards, rather than asking for their credentials and checking for marks from the Scholar Arcanum, as I'm sure you can appreciate, Inquisitor. Of course. Then I do have to ask you, just to reaffirm details. You ran with this group, fled for your life because you believed that the guards giving chase were false. How far away did you make it with these individuals? A few streets, broke line of sight, and when we were confident that we weren't being pursued, we checked one another, made sure we were okay, and then parted ways. See. So they've not come back with you to this place, your home? No. No. No, as I said, they were strangers. Only one of them was a friend, and he preferred to go wherever he was currently residing. So, the guards that were on the bridge between the outer city and the inner city that saw 6 cloaked individuals, including a dwarven-sized person. That wasn't your group.
Told you we should have got a car.
You did?
No.
Oh, you know.
And he leans forward slightly and says, "You're sure? No one would blame you, you know. These individuals, as you said, helped save your life. Giving them respite, ill-advised though it is, for enemies of the realm, would be understandable, and no one would hold you accountable." And Gaslow, in a moment of surprising firmness, leans forward and says, "No, they are not here. And I resent the implication that I would shelter enemies of the realm. I may not be lord of this house, sir, but I am a servant of his majesty, and I will not have you accusing me of such. Now, is that all?" And the Inquisitor just smiles. "I hope I gave no offence. I am just asking questions. But you appear weary, understandably so. Gaslow just leans still in, riding high on the defiance he's managed to find himself. If you don't think that I came back alone, you can always ask the guards. I already have. Yeah. Now, I won't take up any more of your time. I do have an audience with your father. Thank you, young lord, for your patience, your understanding, and above all, your honesty.
Sass. Jarrell, from where he is, will start pushing in the direction that we were walking in a sort of, we need to fucking go.
Should we wait until he's gone out the door first?
He gives that bow again. That same smile that he came in with, still worn.
Oh, God, that was horrible.
And as he turns, there is the click. As unhurriedly, he moves back towards the door, the olive cloak behind him just swaying gently. And as he opens the door, he glances back, inclines his head, and then steps out and pulls the door shut. As Gaslow goes, I did not like him. Oh, and he rushes over towards the wall, pauses, checks and waits to make sure that no one's coming back in. Are you okay in there?
I think before he even gets back to the door, Jarrell would have been trying to push us along.
Okay, which way?
He can't see, so just in the direction that we were moving previously.
Okay.
It's kind of Draenog needs to
It's
tell us where we're going.
Oh, Draenog would have been holding fast because we're in a safe position.
Mm-hmm.
So Draenog would have just kind of held his staff up to try and block the way forwards.
Okay, so I was just pushing Cassian, just like.
If we leave now, it will be more suspicious.
Agreed.
Should we just stay back
Trust me, I've run from the law many a times. You hold fast.
So stay in the wall.
We
Could I-
could
also,
we could do what we used to do in the army, and what we do is we sneak out, come back in a different way, and bludgeon the Inquisitor to death.
That's a terrible idea.
Yes, but he won't be chasing us anymore.
I agree, it's a terrible idea.
Draenog will whisper.
Who said that?
The rabbit stays in the burrow when the fox is on the prowl.
Whatever that nonsense means.
Gaslow, where does the other tunnel? Apparently there's another tunnel.
If you follow off towards the right, it leads back towards my father's chambers.
Oh.
We could go listen in.
We could listen,
I know,
but I don't think we should.
I'm listening to what? Who said? Is that you, Jarrell? No.
Silence.
Are we safe to come
I
out?
take it you have a plan, Gaslow.
I'm not going to lie. No.
Shit.
Clearly not what you did in the past 20 minutes.
I was under duress. I did as best as I can. Now, I'm not talking to you for a war. Do you want me to come in or do you want to come out?
Well, it'll be more suspicious if you disappear.
Well, then come out then.
I'll start walking back. Val will start walking back that way.
Yeah, I guess we go.
Come on.
Shimmy and
Jarrell,
back.
move.
I'm going to go back.
Drow does shimmy eventually.
It takes you a moment to
Prodding you
find
with
the
his
part of the small stone opening where you can actually unclasp it, but you do open it enough to slide back out. And although there was headroom in there, you feel as though your body just naturally kind of expands outwards to celebrate the new space. Now you're not forced to slide left and right, and your head has a bit of a crick from where you had to hold it so still in one position. But you're back out into the chamber. Now with the light, takes you a moment for your eyes to adjust, those that can't see in the dark. And Gaslow waits for everyone to kind of gather before he quickly pulls the door slightly to, but doesn't fully close it just in case anyone comes back in. But just so it's not clear where the entrance is.
There's pillars in this room, aren't there?
Yes.
Jarrell will instinctively move sort of to lean against one of the pillars, but in the side that's facing away from the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Just in case there is any opening of anything, and he'll continue the conversation, but leaning from that position.
I apologise that I was not more verbose and more convincing, but I didn't expect to face an Inquisitor.
I think you did a really good job.
Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate it.
You convinced me.
And that flatulence is really well timed.
Good
Yes,
fart.
what was that?
Oh, that
that was
wasn't
not
you.
me.
Nerves.
No.
There was just a small sleight of hand.
A small token of my appreciation.
I mean, it was a good excuse. How the hell did you do that?
Just a minor spell.
Don't say spell. The less we talk about that, the better, I find.
I appreciate the save, but there was an Inquisitor in the room and you cast a spell. Was that wise?
No.
It would
Absolutely not.
It was very natural occurrence. It was not like a fog cloud randomly appearing somewhere. We had no real need.
These people are trained to look out for magic, regardless of whether it's natural or not.
Avoiding witch hunters takes a bit of finesse.
That was finesse.
I used to enjoy going out with the witch hunters.
Okay.
You went on witch hunts.
Yes, we killed the witches.
If he's...
Well, they didn't get that.
We'll deal with that
They're
later.
they're all like weak little scrawny magic men.
Oh.
As to what
Okay.
plan we have, I don't really have one. The expected plan was that you were all going to make use of the rooms that I paid for, and then we were going to part ways and potentially have another drink in the future if we saw one another. I didn't expect us to get embroiled in. I have no idea what the hell that was. An abduction, clearly. You don't know who these. They're not those. I've probably asked you this already, but my mind's a bit addled. Then you didn't recognise either of these people, the ones, the mask you took.
No, so they were both human, weren't they?
As far as I remember.
Yeah.
You said
Good.
at the bar that one of them had facial tattoos, and the
Oh.
ones that we saw didn't.
Oh, the ones who were talking about the attempt
Yes,
at the
it-
king's life.
It
Yeah.
wasn't the
don't
gang members, no, I don't
No.
think so.
I don't think it was them
It
who
was something entirely different.
had their hearts punched and bodies chopped into. They were different people. It was impressive stuff. I mean,
It was.
Also-
I didn't know you could do that.
also a rapier
That's all I had.
to do that.
He said he
Well,
did
that's
it with
why
a
I
broadsword.
said-
Okay, good.
That's why I said he had to leave the weapon. Can you imagine how much worse that line would have looked if I'd said I'd cleaved a man in two without a weapon to justify it?
Which was really ironic, because I do have a rapier I could have used.
I'm so many questions, but regardless, I think it's safe to say that you'd have to take care at least until the king's birthday whilst you're in the city. I don't know, obviously they've seen some of you.
They've seen some of us in here. Those guards definitely would have said yes.
The guards wouldn't have said anything.
I don't know.
Will your father, when he speaks?
I don't know.
Well, we can go find out.
I mean, give it a few minutes, and if the Inquisitor marches back in order to arrest me, I'm sure that he's said something. If he hasn't,
He's coming back.
Okay. Just stay silent for a second, everything will be explained in a little bit. Can we kill him? No.
Oh, okay.
Does that tunnel system that links to your father's rooms?
he goes to my father's rooms. It allows him a way of retreating there where he has protections in the event of somebody trying to attack him in an audience. This is one of the few rooms where people could regularly be brought to. So having an attack in here makes more sense than in most other rooms.
That's why we should bring him back in here. It makes sense for someone to die in this room.
It will be
Ah.
one of us.
I just remembered something. And
Let's give
Draenor will point to his companion Val. A dragonfly, does that mean anything to you?
Maybe now isn't the best time to ask that question. I was going to broach it with you as well, but I feel we need to move from this chamber for now.
This may be the last time we get to ask this, depending on what happens.
I mean, I think it's unsafe for you to leave immediately. He has come with other guards, as he would. So leaving, there's just as much chance that you get seen
Is there
as it was trying to leave.
Is there anywhere that we can lie low in the keep somewhere?
My room. You can stay there until you've had a bit of a rest, and I can confirm that the Inquisitor has gone on his way.
I think that should be first thing we do. We get to the
But
room.
then where you
and
go
start
from
to
there,
ask.
I have no idea.
Is there a way to get to your room without being seen through the main corridors of this place?
No, the passage only goes to my father's, although if the Inquisitor has gone to meet with my father, I imagine that the guards have gone. There'd be little reason for them to stand guard outside of here. If he was going to arrest me, I'm sure he's perfectly capable of doing it on his own.
Are you saying that we have to dress up as maids? Because I'm sure I've heard
No one
tales
said that.
of
I
this
feel
sort of
like
thing.
that's something you
Philip,
want to
no.
do.
Oh.
Something I suggest.
Starts rebutting in his shit.
I think perhaps for now we, as uncomfortable as it may be, we lay low in that corridor in case the Inquisitor does come back to arrest you. Once we know he is gone and the guards have gone, we can move to the room without being spotted.
Maybe one of us should listen into the conversation they're having. Maybe somebody who's particularly stealthy. No. And Philip, as much as I...
Adept at moving in the shadows, I could.
And I'm very good at listening.
What
I'm
an
good at
impressive
climbing
skill.
trees and hiding in bushes.
I'd come in handy.
There are no bushes in stone tunnels.
I mean-
I'm really sorry.
Me and Cassian could go and listen in.
That sounds like a really old adage that's been
True.
lost to time. There are no bushes in stone
I can't
tunnels.
see in the dark, can you?
Nope.
And
Would you like me to guide you? I can see in the dark quite well.
Do you
Let's-
promise to never cast a spell in this place again?
Yes, we cannot blame on an old man's flatulence.
But I shan't for the while.
let's also not forget that the Inquisitor knows there are hidey holes now.
That's
I'm sure he will look for them in your father's room as well. By the way, he does know that this corridor is here.
Yes,
He found the slots.
very quickly.
He found them, he looked through them, and he was having a little poke around, but
We
had
were around the
moved.
corner at the
We'd
time.
moved.
So we
That's
didn't
what I was considering. I'd be very surprised if in his line of work and his clear experience he did not know that these existed.
Yes.
This is not an uncommon practice within houses.
No.
You should see the defences that a great house has. This is mediocre extremely by comparison.
So correct.
Yes.
He'll be
And-
checking that in.
I mean, in a great house, they even have house magicians and people from the Scholar Arcana to protect and bolster security. We lack that here for obvious reasons.
So I think as good as it would be to listen in on the conversation, perhaps it is not the best idea.
No, I think laying low and getting some rest would be good.
We all go to the room now, or we all leave now.
I think we should rest, and then personally, because we can't kill him. The next thing we would do in the army is we would get together and we would leave the city.
Leaving the city is a good idea, yes, but
Let's go somewhere that's a little bit less conspicuous.
yes.
To
Middle
discuss
of a
this.
big hall.
I do feel that with the king's birthday coming up, leaving the city might be difficult.
It's-
There will be guards.
People coming and going is monitored, as
Yeah.
you'd expect. But
What about the ship pipes?
The sewers.
Yeah.
Sewers.
Oh, absolutely not. Not a chance in hell.
For it to get a
We
little
could
dirty.
tie him up.
Yes. Have you
Put
seen
him over
my
our shoulder and
factories?
take
I
him
mean,
with us.
I
Drag him through the water a little
I
bit.
do have a
Wipe
suggestion. What my father has mentioned when I spoke with him is that the execution is due midday.
Today.
They've brought it forward. I don't know who. He told me to prioritise and then gave me that look of his, so I didn't press, and I thought we had greater concerns than worrying about. But the number of people that will go to see a noble killed will be substantial.
It was a noble.
And then we
It
could
was
slip out through
I
the
don't know.
sewers.
Yeah.
But it would provide cover by sheer numbers, I imagine, at least to manoeuvre through the outskirts, if we can get to the outskirts, to manoeuvre through and try and leave if you plan on leaving, go somewhere if you plan on going somewhere else.
You have a ship, is that not correct?
A ship?
Well, you do trading. I imagine you know some contacts.
Mainly wagons. We do have ships, but we are not
not
wagons here.
I mean, wagons would be inspected, no, if they were leaving.
I imagine so, but it's better than just walking out the gate.
I used to be a merchant.
I thought you were a soldier.
A year before that. So I know how to talk to the guards and, get past customs and things.
A dwarf is kind of on high priority to be searched right now. So,
I mean, if it came to it,
if it were stilts.
Again,
I
we should
could
go to the
forge us some credentials.
Perhaps we should go to the bedroom now.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
I mean, what's the plan? You the bedroom, but you said hide in the wall. What do you do?
You think the Inquisitor will also have guards in the...
He has. I've seen them.
Then it's probably best to wait until we know they've gone before moving to the bedroom.
Yes. There we go.
Right, everyone back in the walls then.
Unfortunately, yes, that is the hiding hole.
To the hole in the wall we go.
Very nice. Alright, who can see in the dark?
Bring on the wall.
I can.
Right, whoever can see the dark, go first.
Well,
and go last.
Yes.
Yes.
Same marching order as last time.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's excellent.
I will go in the middle.
Okay.
You do that.
I will go and keep an eye out. I will wait for them to leave, and I will come back for you when that has happened.
Make the noise of a crested owl. We'll know that the route is safe.
That's true. Yeah.
Demonstrate.
What?
Minor illusion. Again, to make the noise of a crested owl.
Almost instinctively, he sees you starting to spell.
Oh yeah, you
I'm gonna slap it. I'm gonna slap the staff. Like, no.
And it's baffling to you, Draenor, that people react this way to spellcasting. But even though he has been in your company, and even though he's actively defended you against an individual who, well, you could only imagine the reaction if you got caught, seeing it, there is a flinch of a revulsion as soon as the spell starts to be cast. It's clear from the almost apologetic look on his face that it's not an intentional reaction. Although it's just as, I mean, what was your... Yeah. So it's just as clear to you that he doesn't want you to think that he's pulling away from you because you're a gnome.
Yeah, it's because it's a spell.
It's because it's a spell, but it's not an intentional reaction.
For Draenor, who is a forest gnome, minor illusion is almost instinctual.
Yeah.
It's a part of their upbringing. It's a part of their culture. To talk with sound, to talk with illusions is just a part of the way he was brought up.
Are all gnomes that one guy from Police Academy?
I mean, swoops. You
can talk to horses.
So we all shuffle into the wall then.
Yeah, we'll shuffle back into the wall.
I will be as soon as they leave.
And just talk to us. Don't make a silly animal noise.
Yeah.
Just use your words.
Is there enough room to sit down?
No. You have to stand in here.
So we're all standing in a line, our chests facing the room, just very awkwardly.
I mean, the table width that you have in front of you, between you as players, half of that is about the space you've got. Now, keep in mind, you have backpacks, you have armour.
Some of us don't have backpacks.
You have weapons, any swords or anything that kind of trails behind you, you're having to hold upright so it doesn't drag on the wall. This is not meant to be a place where you can launch an attack. It's a place to watch, to spring an attack if you needed to, or intervene in the case of an attack. It's not meant to be a practical space, it's a hidey hole. You also get the feeling that it is probably one that has been utilised by the nobles to oversee, because lesser houses probably don't even have this.
Yeah.
So not all of them will know about this kind of thing.
Draenor will whisper up while we're all just kind of compacted in the wall. Do you think the father of the house will have some little hidey holes that are a little lower that I can actually look through?
No, probably not. No.
No.
You can sit on my shoulders if you would like.
I've heard tale of holes in walls.
So, as you all come back into the wall, I'll be as quick as I can.
Question.
Sorry, this is going to be out of
Okay.
characters. This is going to be slightly backtracking. When Draenog mentioned to Gaslow about the dragonfly, obviously he didn't answer. Did I get anything from his face? Did he react in a certain way that was maybe a bit telling that he knew what it was? Or
Roll insight.
Sorry, we kind of just skimmed over that.
no, that's all good. He didn't say anything, and then we moved on, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, because we said that was going to be a matter for later. He didn't just ignore the question.
No, never mind. I didn't see shit. That was a 3.
3.
Nice.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And when the dragonfly was mentioned, your attention wasn't really on him. By the time you looked, anything that might have shown on his face, you've missed.
Cool.
But you creep back into this confined space. Again, your body suddenly going from no room to no room, and almost you're hunching, trying to get comfortable. And then it suddenly dawns on you that it's difficult to get comfortable, especially with all your packs and stuff. Those that have packs. Sorry, Gerard.
Great advice. Come in handy now.
And Dog.
I'm quite small.
Yeah.
No backpack is quite small. He's carrying a lot of stuff.
Yes.
You've got some bum bags and stuff, haven't you, basically? Healing stuff.
Yeah.
Shoulder bags. Satchels.
Satchels.
So while you've got all this stuff, you have to kind of get yourself into a position. You get into mildly comfortable positions, and you think, okay, I can hold this. And then it dawns on you, how long do I have to hold this? And Gaslow, double checking that everything's sealed, starts marching towards the other end of the other end of the hall. When the door opens,
Before he gets there.
before he gets there,
Oh, I was gonna.
who's looking through the holes, if anyone?
Oh, I think we should move down so we're not even.
Pretty
just
much back to where we were last time.
Yeah, right
to
in
the
the
corners.
corner.
Do we need fresh stealth rolls?
Yeah, with advantage.
Why that?
I like when we get advantage. I get to do a regular roll.
Oh no!
Thanks. Great.
Oh, that's
Oh, that's much worse.
Even with advantage.
Yeah. 5 and 3 on my rolls.
Right, so that's one fail.
11 total.
Yep, that's
So
one fail.
fail.
15 to hide.
Oh shit,
If
you're
you
right.
remember, there's an actual DC now. So
Yeah, you're right.
it's
Yeah.
I rolled a 10, so 17.
17, so that's one success.
18 for Val.
2 success.
9.
1 fail.
18.
18.
What? Let's go.
Right, you've got more successes than fails.
Oh
So
my god.
those that
I
start to
locked
make
in this
noise,
time.
those that, again, I'll double check this is how group rolls still work, but we can do that when the stream's over rather than.
Yeah, no, we're fine for now.
So those that are making noise,
I'll take it.
the others quickly intercede to stop them. Those that are unaware that someone's come in because you're not looking at the holes, you grab them and hold them still. Who's at the holes? No one.
No, but yeah, we
Yeah,
moved
no,
down.
we're not
Well,
on
you
hold.
should hear still.
You can hear
And we'll be
hurried,
actively listening for it.
hurried footsteps. There is no click.
Be quiet.
There is no clicks. But there are heavy footfalls.
Yeah.
And then just as Gaslow starts to speak, there is
Oh!
That doesn't surprise me.
Daddy fall.
a solid smack. The next time you force me to lie to an inquisitor, I will remove your head myself.
Ooh. Papa Gaslow.
Man stands on business, I like it.
Just be thankful your mother's not alive. Now get the fuck out of my sight. Gaslow doesn't say it. He just retreats. And the door shuts.
Just going to shuffle back to see if the eyes.
You going back? Yeah.
Just to see if the dad's still in there, if Gaslow's still in there.
What was your roll? Your stealth?
Oh, mine was 9.
9.
Oh, the
new one.
The new one was 9. Yeah.
No. Right. Okay.
Gwen's like, ooh, drama.
Yeah. Well, it's just like if he's gonna know anybody, he's gonna know me. So.
As you shift back and peer through. Gaslow's father is just standing there, and there's a look on his face that you recognise from your brief encounters with him. He's very good at hiding it, at least in terms of company that shouldn't see it. But his father has a temper. And on the moments where he is about to fly off the handle, he goes statue still. And it's clear from the look on his face and the stance he has, he is so close to reacting. And it was and for you, it makes perfect sense why Gaslow said nothing and left immediately. And then after a long moment, and he turns, resets his coat, which has a long trailing bit behind him, and just marches back to the door and pulls it and steps out and then slams it shut behind him.
He knew we were there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Gwyn, what happened?
Well, you know how I get a bit angry as you've never seen?
Yeah.
It was almost close to that.
Oh.
And he's a formidable man. It wouldn't behoove him to not break down this wall with his own bare hands. I don't know if he can, but he'll certainly try his best to.
So that was Gaslow's dad.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know the way to Gaslow's room?
I think I may remember it.
Who's at the far end?
Furthest in strain or closest to the entrance is Val.
So,
So I'm at that like T-junction.
as you're listening to this, there is a moment where you almost feel yourself jump out your skin when a voice in your ear goes, "Hello." And you startle and turn and twist. And can you see in the dark?
Yeah.
Right. In the dark, you can see a very small face just looking at you in the dark. Has a similar apparel to what you'd seen the household staff moving through. But she is shorter than you. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you jump. It's not her.
Oh, it's not.
It's not her.
Oh.
That's quite okay.
And although you can't make out the full details, given that she's kind of side onto yourself, more turned towards you than anyone else's because she has a very small build. This is one of the halfling staff.
Oh.
You've not seen anyone but humans.
They're in the walls.
Young Master's asked me to take you to his room.
Ah, fantastic. Should we follow you?
No, we'll need to go out. There is another hole which goes further in. It doesn't take to the room, but I know the route that we can go while we won't be seen.
Okay. Companions? There's a halfling maid here who's going to take us to Gaslow.
She does a quick sweep, sees you, Gwyn, and then she sees you, Cassian, and immediately there is a deep bow that she does, which is impressive given the confined space.
Yeah. If only you two could see it.
We cannot see that.
It's the people who can see her think that the thing that she's bowing towards like.
It's a curtsy bow that she does, and as she kind of rights herself, she just offers a kind of polite smile, and then just and then leads you further around the corner towards the far end where there is another hole. This is smaller. This is
at what height?
Oh, you and her can get out, and Philip can kind of duck underneath. Everyone else has to get on all fours and kind of shimmy out.
Yeah,
a giant sword.
And you have to take care not to catch anything, but you do go back out into the hall, and she moves towards the front. You don't hear her, Jerome, as she is moving. She is fucking silent.
Wow. Okay.
As she quickly moves over to the door, and then as she moves to the door, again, quiet, pokes her head out, and then gestures for you to follow. And then she slips out. But because you can't hear her footsteps, you don't know if she's just taken off or if she's waiting for you. So you quickly move towards the door. I'm assuming that no one's just lingering back.
No, definitely following it.
Yeah, go on.
Oh yeah.
Okay. She does linger out there, and as soon as anybody comes out, she begins beelining towards a set of circular stairways which go up. Narrow, and they're built with a turn with the intention of being able to defend if there's someone's standing on the stairway. So anyone fighting going up would struggle. Anyone fighting going down has the advantage.
That
And
could be
it's,
handy for us.
it's clear that this going up, you recall from Gwyn that this goes up towards Gaslow's room. There is one person on the stairs that she does see, which is a guard. He ignores her. As in, sees her come up and then looks out of the hole. The hole where you'd be able to, it's like an arrow.
So it's a human guard.
Human guard. Ignores her, but you can't tell whether or not she's beneath his notice or if there is a reason he is intentionally ignoring her.
Yeah.
Okay.
But she darts past and then gestures for everyone to follow. At the top of the stairs, she goes around the corner. Again, at every stop, she pauses and just signals for you all to follow. But the place is largely quiet, largely empty. There are a few people moving about, but it's mainly household staff. There are the occasional guards, but where they are is not where she leads you. So the route she is taking is very, very vacant. And you get the feeling the majority of the guards are either posted outside, defending the keep from an exterior point, or they are where their lord is.
Yeah.
The doorway into Gaslow's room itself, very fine wood. There are markings on it that you, Gwyn, would know from when Gaslow grew up, because it was the door itself was an ornate one with low levels, kind of wood carved figures into it. He had tried as a child to add to it. He has never again done it because his father found out about it. And he makes mistakes, but he doesn't make them twice. Opening this door, fine room. There is a double poster bed, four poster beds, sorry. Fire, the hearth already glowing, amber, comfortable. There is numerous chairs, which have been pulled out. There is a wash basin, and there is, against the wall, true to what he said in his interrogation from the Inquisitor, books, just lying here. There is an ornate sword, which he, as the heir to his house, is supposed to use. You've never once seen him pick him up and use it. And it is still there. There is no one else in this room. There is a window which leads out, suggesting to you that you are at the edge of this keep. Where it overlooks, you're not quite sure because you were too focused on this halfling and not losing track of her that you're trying to orientate yourself. Yeah. You're aware that this is towards the back, Gwyn.
Quickly looking at the windows, about how far up are we?
You are probably about the third floor.
Okay.
So you're probably... It's not the full height of the keep.
Yeah, okay.
But it's high enough where you could shoot down with accuracy. But if you were to take a jump, you'd injure yourself.
Yeah, okay.
The windows themselves, you'd really have to squeeze to get through anyway. They're not like big open windows. It's more like kind of ones that you push open, and they're half a door width.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Val will, when we get into the room, he's going to go straight over to the window and close the drapes just in case.
So the halfling waits for you to come in, and then she again offers a courtesy. There is a bell. If you need me, ring it twice, and I will come.
And what is your name?
Lisbeth.
Lisbeth.
Thank you, Lisbeth.
As we all walk in,
To learn her name.
I offer her my hand. I say, "Thank you, miss. It was very nice of you to come get us."
Not a problem. I'm aware that you're friends of Master Gaslow.
Where is he?
He's occupied.
Crying.
He's dead.
The toilet.
She looks at you the moment you say that, and it's the first time that the difference vanishes briefly, but then she quickly resets it.
Can I insight check that?
Yes.
Don't worry, guys, I'm good at insight.
Yeah.
I'm not good at insight. It's an 8.
At least you got a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't. It's hard for you to notice. Yeah, in your opinion, it's more like, oh no, he's fine. But then it doesn't clock in your mind that she'd know that, and she's just said he's alive, or that he's occupied rather. But what was everyone's passive themselves?
So,
I was a 13.
12.
What's yours?
12.
Oh, okay.
I think Jarrell
Yep. Charles sees everything.
Jarrell would notice.
Everything he does do.
What happens if you roll a lower score than your
It's-
passive?
Brief, and it's not. Well, when you choose to actively do it, you still go with the roll. Passive is when I am trying to do something and I don't really want you to be aware of it, or you've not elected to do something.
Right, I see,
It's basically your average.
Yeah.
If you do something in a if I'm using your passive in a situation where an advantage would apply, I add 5 to your score, and if it's a disadvantage would apply, I take 5 from it.
Cool.
So I use your passive if I'm not trying to get you to do something, or in a situation where doing something would equate to an action.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So the benefit of you opting to do something is that you could roll higher, you could roll less, but you are electing to take that action.
Yeah.
But it is taking an action. So
Okay. I'm going to fish out a gold coin, and Drennick's going to hand it to Elizabeth. And say, it's good to see smaller folk in the city, and I'm glad Gaslow's has you under his employ.
there's not many lords that I know his father didn't want us here.
Sensible man.
Shush. The look that you noticed,
Yes.
Jarrell, when Philip said that he was dead,
Mm-hmm.
it was brief,
Yeah.
but it was disdain.
Okay.
And it was immediately rectified, but the fact it slipped through an otherwise polished, practiced look speaks volumes.
Okay.
And what she's just said suggests that she's in employ of not the Lord necessarily,
Guys.
of Gaslow.
Yeah.
Before she goes, in that case, I'm just going to kneel. I'm going to kneel
You
down.
can
Yeah, give her a
Or
call.
gold crown.
Kneel down to actually be at her level, and just be like, Elizabeth, thank you. This is an odd request. Do you perchance have any silver wire anywhere around the house that I could borrow? It's potentially for Gaslow's protection.
I'll find some.
Thank you.
In the meanwhile, and she points towards the end of the bed, there are piles of clothes.
I was just about to ask. Thank you very much, Lisbeth. This will be a great service, and I know you're a great service to Gaslow.
To Gaslow, not to me. And she steps back towards the door. The gold crown she takes, she offers you a nod, and she offers you a nod. If I can find it, I'll come back. If I don't, I've not been able to procure any, but I'll do my best. And then she slips out the door.
Thank you, Miss Lisbeth.
Peace be with you.
He's a priest.
And also on.
Ooh.
Well, finally some clean sheets.
What was that about? Her working here? For me.
Yeah, it's not just elves you don't like, then.
Well, what do you mean?
Seem to have a bit of a disdain for all non-human creatures by the sounds of things.
Yes, well, I've experience. Let's just leave it at that.
What experience with the wee folk?
I don't do things right, no offence.
It sounds like offence.
There's a lot of offence.
I hear that the non-humans helped in the war against the elves.
I
My kind, mostly. didn't. We stayed to the woods that were then destroyed in the conflict. And my understanding is the dwarves lost a lot of their lands to the elves.
I killed lots of elves. Too many. I see them in my dreams,
I was going to say, doesn't that
screaming.
stay with you?
Yes.
How old are you, Philip? If you don't mind me asking. I might have asked a question.
Are you young for a dwarf or old for a dwarf?
How many winters have you seen?
We could be here a while, but
I think
we
you
should
broke
get-
Let me just start. I'll start counting. You guys talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
1,
I would love to watch this.
What is everyone doing in the room whilst this
3,
Jarrell will basically be securing everything.
what are you
And
securing?
securing all the windows,
Okay.
making sure
There's
it's
only
shut.
one.
Securing the window,
Yeah.
making sure it's shut, and also pulling something up to sort of sit on next to the door. Again, bow in hand, arrow nocked. He always, whenever he's on edge, he always seems to have an arrow nocked, but also just back, sort of resting against the wall, looking utterly exhausted.
The chairs, there's loads in there that you can
Okay.
get in. There's quite a few. You get the feeling that when he has people over,
He cucks it up hard.
I mean, you don't get the impression that he would not be involved. But there's a number of chairs.
Okay, cool.
That sentence.
I don't know where that came from. I'm really sorry.
I don't know.
We don't.
Look, I made very, I made very subtle allusions to there being a glory hole. You just went straight
Yeah,
out.
full whack.
Yeah.
Can I just? I would like to. Draenog would like to kind of look over his companions and see who seems to be the most wounded. See who anyone needs their bandages freshened up. Because he was given some fresh bandages, and he's kind of added that to his satchel of things.
Okay. Have a think about what everyone's going to do, and we'll go into more detail. However, we are going to stop for a break for a moment.
Yep.
Because it's 2 o'clock, so we will go for a 10-minute break. If there are any questions, I will confer with Leo, and I will answer them for you. Everyone else, feel free to take 10 minutes, and then when you come back, we'll jump straight back in.
Right, let's have a quick look. So.
Hello, welcome back, everyone. Thank you for rejoining us. Everyone's had their break. There wasn't any questions for us, but if you do have any questions, as I said, please feel free to either chuck them in and we'll note them down and respond as soon as we can, or join us in the Discord. We do answer any questions there, so feel free. So, jumping straight back into things, you are all still back in that room.
Yes.
Back in Gaslow's room, with the warm fire giving that amber glow to the place. Now with the curtains drawn out, the low light of the morning is warded out. They are quite thick curtains. And it gives it quite almost a conspiratorial feel. But the room is comfortable, especially given where you've just come from. There is the bell close to the door. Now that you've dragged your chair closer to it, you can see that Elizabeth mentioned in order to summon her back.
The bell, is it attached to the wall or is it just a small
Just
bell?
a small bell.
Cool.
You have time.
I want that bell.
What is everyone doing?
Val will, as him and Jarrell have done many times when they're staying in questionable places, will also pull up a chair to the window and sit. So, like, say the window is just on my right and he's got his back sort of just against it and still facing the door where Jarrell is. So they're kind of like crossed each other.
Okay.
And just gonna kind of kick back. He'll probably pull 2 chairs over once we can put his feet up as well and just kind of like kick back for a bit.
Cassian, what are you doing?
Is there anything valuable around?
Damn.
Yes. There is. There's a few. There's not much jewellery,
Okay.
but there are some just because it would be expected.
Yeah.
There is a box on the dresser, close to where all the books are. You could easily get into it if you needed to. It's currently shut. Probably has a basic lock. You imagine you could work it very quickly, based on a glance of it.
Take note of where everything is, and then I'd. Oh, finally! Some clean sheets. And I'd just get off to the bed.
What kind of sword is on the wall?
It's a longsword. So it's a longsword in a very nice looking ornate pummel. Not a vibrating one, before anyone says anything.
Just got to ask.
It's the kind that is worn as a status symbol. Whilst some people will hear middling house and think that they don't equate to much, middling house is a house of power. It's normally the bannermen and the vassal houses for the great houses. And it befits a heir and eventual lord of this house. It is a nice looking blade. Were you to take it, you could sell it for a fair bit. And you imagine, because it is not just a status symbol, it is a practical tool, it is very likely a working blade, not just an ornate blade.
Okay, so it's not just ornate.
What sort of size?
Longsword.
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 No, I need. No.
Okay.
So
Just
you get the feeling that in this room, in a quick glance around, particularly you, Cassie, you'd notice the most expensive thing in this room is not the books. It's not unless he's got a secret book stowed away. Not the jewellery, but that sword.
I imagine I'd have seen quite a few of these swords out on the front.
Not quite as many. Most of the lords that do serve would have been in close proximity, for example, to Gwyn's sister and the wolf. And amongst the common soldiery, you don't see them often. It's normally the people who work under them, which are barking orders and making you do things and doing rank and file formations and combat drills. You don't really get to interact with the higher echelons. They've got their own tents, they're orchestrating things, they're integrating with the wolf and his staff. So you wouldn't have seen as many as you, but you've seen normal swords. You've seen the kind the soldiers use and the rest. They serve the same purpose, they still cut holes in people and cut through people, but this one is not only meant to do that, but look good, which it does. It has like an almost crested half moon kind of grip guard, and the material around where the pommel is has a black and white kind of interwoven pattern, and the actual end of the handle itself has the symbol, the sigil for the house that you saw earlier with the crossed barbed stems of a rose, and then the rose embedded in the centre.
Cassian, Gwyn, do you know, you've been around this city a fair bit, do you know where this execution might take place?
Well, I imagine in a very important, well, for such an important person, being a very wide open space that everybody can get to, I imagine. Is there any specific place that is like that in the city, like a town hall square type thing?
Not far from the cathedral. The cathedral of the Seven is a massive kind of open thoroughfare where many different streets kind of connect to it, where there's different statues. There's normally a statue of the seven lined around the cathedral themselves, but then in the centre of the square you normally have there's one of the monarch, and then there's historical kind of the chieftain that brought the humans into Elysium and fought in the Great War. There are statues kind of depicting the triumphant win of the humans during that war. It is a place where you would, on occasion, potentially have stalls set up, potentially have other kind of events and things, but it is also a place where a gallows and similar can be erected quite quickly, and you can pack that square and have thousands and thousands of people in there.
So kind of like a palazzo in front of an
Yeah,
Italian cathedral sort of thing.
Like lesser executions and stuff, you'd probably have erected in different squares around the city. But for a public one, and the commoners they don't often get to see nobles executed. They like to attend those because it's not the common people. It shows the justness of the society that even the nobles get punished. And it's not just the common people. So people go in attendance to those. So even though they said, oh, it's going to be popular and you'll have a chance to get away, even those that haven't really been in the city a lot, you can imagine it's going to be quite a busy spectacle, which would work to your benefit if you're trying to get away. But if you got caught, you'd also be in a thousands strong mass of people.
Also, there's a handy gallows
Yes.
for any extras.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah, I've never seen a formal public execution before. How do they?
Oh, it's quite the sight.
It depends on who is being executed.
So this is a noble, you said.
He will probably get his head chopped off because even though he is a noble and he's committed a crime, they seem it not, it's unworthy of him not to be killed quickly. Whereas if it was just, us guys, they'd probably maybe hang us or hang us until we were barely alive and then cut us open, rip out our gizzards and then stretch us a little and then cut us into quarters and then feed us to the dogs. And people would come to watch. People have picnics and people usually have funfair games going on.
There'll be a lot of cheering.
Lots of cheering.
Yes.
Lots of blood. They do. I like the bit where they do the thing and they chop his head off and then they go and they hold it up and they're like, "Look, he's dead." And sometimes their eyes are going.
How can you all take such glory in death?
We don't all.
So you've never been to one?
Oh, I didn't say I've never been to one.
So why would you go if you don't find this sort of...
It's not.
For someone of his station, it's expected.
It's not glory in death. It's glory in justice being served.
Right. Okay.
Jarrell, have you not spent much time amongst your own kind?
Not particularly.
Oh, okay.
Well, that explains a lot.
Do you want to say that again, little man?
That explains a lot.
How about we don't fight in the bedroom? Speaking of which, who needs their bandages changed?
I got away unscathed.
Of course
As
you
did
do. I'm a little bit sore, Draynog, but those two fell. Fairly sure I saw Philip Angwin fall.
Yes, it was quite an experience.
Yes.
Do we need to get some rest in? I mean...
that is the idea, I guess. Yeah.
Day is just breaking, but we, like you say, close the drapes. We can try and get some chateau now, and
Oh, the execution's midday, isn't it?
we'll miss it.
Well, then we have a little bit of time. And did we want to go to the Will-O-Wisp again, the tavern, and see if we can find this disfigured fellow?
Blythe.
That's the one.
Yes, I'm not sure returning to the scene of the crime is the wisest idea.
You could, though, Draynog.
Worth noting, this is probably the only event before the actual birthday where you'd have this amount of cover. Whether that means you're going to utilise it to leave or to tie up loose ends. As a party, because of our sandbox approach to things, this is where your decision will matter. So, the encouragement from the DM is have a think.
Is there enough time for us all to rest?
At the moment, you are between about 5 bells and 6 bells, so about 5, 6 in the morning. They said the midday is when they brought it forward to the execution.
So the execution
so you have, so you...
We need 6...
And we've already had some rest.
8 hours.
We need 8 hours rest.
A long rest, yeah.
I don't.
Look,
You don't.
There appears to be some clothes left out for us. How about we get changed? We disguise ourselves and then...
We're not looking to make a scene whilst we go out, so nobody fight anybody. Please.
So you can benefit from a short rest if you wanted to. Your current hit dice is still 1. because you only gain more back based on the house rules, which when we get to a long rest, for everybody at home, I will explain how we do our long rest, just so it's not so everything is restored every time you have 8 hours sleep. Doesn't really feel fitting for a Dark Fantasy campaign, so we're going with my old house rule, which I'll explain in depth later, but for now, you've all got 1 hit dice. If you want to utilise that hit dice for the purpose of a short rest, you can. If you want to bypass the execution, you can get a long rest. It is...
The execution is happening around midday.
Yes.
And if we rest for 8 hours, that'll take us up to about 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. Assuming being a noble execution,
Being the centre.
the party's going to be going on for the rest of the day. It's
Potentially,
going
yeah.
to be rammed at the other side of the city all day.
So we could still get some rest.
We could still get rest and then...
It's worth
we
noting
could
that
still
if
get
they're saying
rest
it's
and
around
then-
midday, it's not like a clockwork necessarily thing where midday they're going to bring, because they've got to bring the guy out, they're going to want to ensure that justice is seen by as many as possible. So whilst it's midday, it's probably not like...
Would they parade him through the street before?
Very likely he tried to kill the kid.
From the Black
Keep
Keep
Black
to...
Cathedral, yeah.
It's very likely, because it's making an example of what happens for attempted regicide.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we don't
I think we've got
mind.
time.
Yeah, if we don't mind, missing out on the actual event itself, we could.
It would be a shame, but you do
I mean, you
all
might
look
still
like
make
shit.
it. It depends on how smoothly things go, but they are. But
They would put his head on a pike so we'd still be able to see it.
Well, I was going to say, why do we want to see the execution? We are currently being hunted, and wading into a crowd of thousands of people does not sound like a good idea.
Hide in plain sight.
it is worth noting, though, that the execution itself is probably when the most people will be there, which provides the most cover.
Yeah.
You don't have to go there. You're free to do go
Just
before, go after, whatever you guys want to do.
to me, it just kind of sounds like Cassian wants to get it off a little bit by seeing a noble get executed, and there is no real reason that we need to go.
Fine, we don't have to.
I'm just saying, I'm just putting an idea.
We could find our own noble and kill him if that would make you feel
I've
better.
seen bandits executed. I
Mostly,
can't
I like-
imagine it's much.
I like your sword.
It's going to be much the same as that.
Execution is execution. It's not pretty either way you look at it.
I would also prefer not to go because I'm almost certain my parents would be there, and I'm not exactly on the best terms with them. So
You also might know the guy.
it would be interesting to
It
know.
could be your dad.
It's not my dad.
It could be.
It is not my
It could be
father.
your mum.
It's not her.
It could be your sister.
It's definitely not her.
Do you have another brother?
Not that I know of.
Trainer, start looking through the clothes to find something child size.
So, the interesting thing about the cloaks.
Yes,
School uniform.
it's a maid's outfit. Oh,
Sailor eye. Like the Japanese sailor types. So, one interesting thing about this is that there are 6 cloaks. They are all almost, obviously they've not been like mass woven in the amount of time, size appropriate for the people here. Almost as though someone has kind of guessed someone up and got the closest approximate fit. The fact that she didn't have time to go and do this when she brought you up here, and assuming it is her that's done it, as opposed to Gaslow, who you've been spending time with, is at some point during your journey here, someone has eyed up your sizes and got close to the next thing up. Which is,
hiding in the walls.
but there is one in there that is clearly intended for you. Because although it is of a head size for you or Phil, it is not broad enough to accept like a dwarven stature. So it's clearly intended for you. And then there's another one which is clearly intended for him. They're all nondescript, but they are heavy duty in the sense of they're decent weather cloaks, and they've got a big enough hood with enough space where you could pull it forward over a helmet and obscure your features.
I'm assuming they're like uniform enough to know that they've all been kind of made or bought together, but not as much so it looks like a uniform.
You get the feeling the normal use for these, for the larger ones at least, would be for the household guard. You know, for when they have to stand outside and it's pissing down with rain, at least there's something that stops their vision from being obscured and not being able to do their job.
Yeah.
What colour are they?
Grey.
Just
But-
generic cloaks.
Yes, essentially, but they're not the ones that don't shield against the chill or shield against, like, they're thick, comfortable cloaks. The fact that they're smaller ones in the similar size suggests that those are the ones that are normally for Gaslow's staff, or the staff that works with the father that he's brought on. Similar to Lisbeth. The fact there's only 2 is probably a saving grace, because you don't actually know how many of these are. You've not actually encountered them. So if this is something that Gaslow started doing, it's been after you've left, bringing people on. You know, he's been friendly to non-humans as well as he could, given his upbringing. But active staff, you've never once encountered.
Draenago looked to Val. So this dragonfly you're looking for, does this job pay well? If I help you find it, you know, could I?
There probably could be a reward negotiated for the help of finding it, yeah. I'm personally not getting it, not gold anyway, not monetary, but it's a different sort of payment that I would be getting.
Gemstones.
Sexual favours?
No.
Oh. I've got nothing.
You're
Favour.
just stereotypes, aren't you?
Is the favour a sexual favour?
It's not a sexual
I
favour.
mean,
it's
to be
just
owed a favour by someone who
Sexual ones.
not necessarily owed, just granted favour by somebody who I could really do with being in favour of.
Because you
Okay.
want to have sex with them.
Philip,
Yes.
it's not always about that.
Well, if it's not about sex, and it's not about gemstones or gold,
power. Some people get favours through power.
Or freedom.
oh, yeah, there is a 4th and a 5th thing.
There's probably a lot more than just those. But don't worry about that right now. We're going to think
I'm
of
just
that
saying,
later.
if you're hunting dragonflies, I can help you.
Need a big net.
A different kind of dragonfly, obviously. As I've mentioned, it is an artifact. I don't even know if it is in the shape of a dragonfly. I've not really been told very much, which frustrates Jarrell
That
quite
would
a
be a
bit.
very badly named artifact if it doesn't look like a dragonfly.
I don't know. It's just that is the colloquial name for it that I've been informed, and so far that has been reliable.
Could I make a point? If we want to get the fuck out of here and find something else, you all need to go to sleep right fucking now.
Okay. You just watch him just sort of like, just freeze in place and just...
Are you going to take your armour off? Because it might be a bit uncomfortable.
Above table, just long rest is 6 hours sleep and 2 hours of...
2 hours of...
Yeah, like
Yes, I just
so
got it up.
things that would interrupt the long rest are rolling initiative, casting a spell other than a cantrip, taking any damage, or 1 hour of walking or other physical exertion.
I could just Eldritch Blast
Do
him to
I,
sleep.
for my sleep, do I have to take off my armour? Can I just zone out?
I mean, technically, long resting, there is a risk of getting, from the old rules, I believe, exhaustion. If you don't, it depends. I mean, it's not something that's covered in your ability, so it
Check
feels like some additional benefits.
Just check the thing.
Long rest.
But just double check. I believe the real benefit for yours is the fact that you gain the benefits of sleep and therefore
Yes.
not necessarily exhaustion for a much shorter time than everyone else does. But to gain the benefits of a long rest is still 8 hours. That's from what I recall from the 2014.
On the 2024 rules, long rest does not mention anything about clothing.
But yes, it was included in Xanathar, so it was never actually included in that. I
Fair
would need to double check. For now, just because sleeping in metal and plate and stuff is not going to be comfortable, it doesn't make any sense that it'd be comfortable for you.
It makes
We'll
more sense
stick
if you-
with it.
Yeah, you'd wake up and, you know,
I
you ever
think
woke up
it's,
on the wrong side of the bed and you got backache for the rest of the day.
I think it's something like you do a constitution check and it's just to see whether or not it interrupts. I don't think it was that high.
Just checking the rules for that thing. It specifically says I don't sleep when I rest.
Yeah, you remain wakeful.
I'm
You still
awake
need the
for
4
a
hours of
time,
activity,
yes.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just zone out.
Yeah, so
Yes, that's fine. So
Yeah.
it would basically mean, for example, like
Basically like that.
it would basically be things like passive perception, not losing another 5 points to
Yes.
notice things going on and things like that.
You watch his eyes just go duller. Like they're like a nice bright cloudy, and then just
Again, for everybody at home,
Yeah.
apologies, it's a bit of a cluster on this. We are so used to the 2014 rules, so it's just making sure that we're getting these upgrades. But obviously, there's a lot to plan a campaign and go through all the books, so we will miss things. We will pick them up as we go forwards, but
We just want to double check.
Yes.
so
Also, just what I will say, the tavern keeper told the guards that Gaslow was with us, so if we go back to the Will o' the Wisp now, there's every chance he'll contact the guards to turn us in again.
I do know him.
He was given a hefty sum of gold, but it sounds like from
Might
Gaslow's
need more
conversation...
gold.
How well do you know?
I mean, I'm not reasonable regular there.
So if you were to give him some gold, he might hush hush.
It seems like a bit of a waste of gold.
I can give him some gold, it's fine.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't have to part with any.
Right. Who's going to keep watch of you all once I go to sleep? Because I'll do the first one.
Well, the door's locked, so we'll be fine.
No.
Okay.
But I'm just going to, if we're taking a nice long nap, I'm just going to get in bed.
Just into Gaslow's bed.
I will fold up my clothes, get back on the silk pajamas. Get all in.
I'll take one of the watches.
Thank you, Bruno.
I'll take another.
I'll take the last one, I
Thank
guess.
you.
I'm always watching.
So you're going,
So you're asleep.
so you're going for a long rest.
Yeah.
Yes, at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
We've all been there.
Oh, we're based in Manchester. We've all been there.
I was in there 2 days ago.
So before we do the actual long rest, just any discussions about the birthday thing that is coming up for the king. The king? Emperor? King?
Okay.
King. If there has been one attempt on his life from a noble, then surely something else will happen again. It would probably be best if nothing were to happen to him. As well, he is technically not in power, and it probably would be an assassination attempt on one of the uncles. If they were to be attacked, something would be blamed on a different race other than humans, most likely. Is what I would assume.
Well, the fact that they are admitting it was a noble, and I did ask if it was someone with heirs like mine, and they said it wasn't. But you think they might go for the?
They had help.
Was it his uncle? Was it Nerez, who's acting as like a lord protector?
One of them conspire. No, not aspire. A plan with a bunch of people.
A conspiracy. Is that what you mean? Or
Yes.
conspirator?
No, I'm not constipated.
Okay.
Good to know.
Okay.
So, if anything were to happen to the king or one of their uncles, it may send the world into a little bit more turmoil, which make it a little bit harder for people such as half of our group.
To the woods.
I agree. The woods. It's the safest place.
That doesn't.
Does that mean camping?
I like the woods.
I mean, you can stay here with your kind if you wish.
Well, I've probably been seen with you lot now, so my lot's tied in, isn't it?
So Gwyn makes a point. This entire city is turning into chaos before our very eyes. There's going to be a massive execution that people enjoy later on today. The little 4-year-old who's in charge of everything was nearly killed. Probably will try, like you say, do it again. Do we want to be around all of this? The woods sound good to me.
Well, I more mean if we aren't here to possibly see if we can stop something instead of rather than just leaving and then the world gets worse for.
Why don't we stop anything?
No, we stopped those 2 people trying to kill. Sorry, I guess 3 people now trying to kill Gaslow.
I think the woods is, if we get word that the king has been killed, we aim for the woods. To regroup.
I agree.
I think if the king is already killed, no one's getting out of this city.
So the question is, do we stay and see if we can find somebody who is potentially going to try and kill the king again, because it's happened once, it's most likely going to happen again. Or do we escape now? And what does this Blythe have to do with anything again?
He knows of the dragonfly, or at least has
possible information. I can't leave the city without knowing if the dragonfly is still here.
That's
or
the
not.
only reason me and Val are here.
You could leave the city if he came with us.
Blythe?
Yes.
Yeah, the dragonfly is in the city.
No, Philip's onto something.
No, we don't know that. We only know that Blythe knows where the dragonfly is. And I'm pretty sure the other day they said a bunch of people came in knowing about it, but then they left the city.
I think if we tried to kidnap Blythe,
Yes.
while the guards are on high alert anyway, we may run into a situation.
Is Blythe a criminal?
I don't know.
Is
Probably.
he dodgy? Well, the guards won't give a shit.
I can't believe I'm actually going to
If we kidnap a criminal, they'll be like, oh, that's just criminals doing criminal stuff.
I think I agree with Philip.
Thank you.
This is not a terrible idea. We could take Blythe out of the city.
In the
But
height
then,
of this.
what if he tells us the thing you're after is in the city?
And then we come back in the city and we snap his neck.
The city is our best cover right now, is all I'm going to say.
I agree.
How about-
This place is vast.
We get our head down, because I don't know about you, but I'm rather tired after last night. Then we can don the cloaks, head to the tavern, and hold up there until this all blows over.
God damn it.
What's the tavern called?
Will-o-wisp.
Will of the Winchester.
Right, you lot get your heads down. I'll take first look.
I've got to get my pajamas on first.
What is it with you and cleanliness?
What do you mean?
Everything's below you.
No, actually, I'm a bit shorter than you. You're above me.
Get in bed.
You'd have to take me to dinner first.
Cleanliness is next to snobliness.
All the halflings in the wall are like, oh.
Yeah, I'll take my my armour off and stuff and find somewhere to just kind of cozy up for a bit.
It's a nice warm room. Aside from the chairs and the four-post bed and the other bits and pieces that kind of adorn it, it is comfortable. There is some rugs on the ground as well, so even lying on the floor is comfortable enough. Is everyone going to have a long rest?
Yes.
Sounds
Yeah.
like it.
Okay.
Before I put my head down,
Yes.
I'm going to have a little peek out the window. Does it look onto like a street of some sort, or is it just like onto a
No,
garden?
out into the courtyard.
Into the courtyard. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to have a look anyway. Just having a look around, see if anybody's paying particular attention to Gaslow's window or just this sort of general direction. I'm kind of like, not like,
Is that really all the just like leaning in the window frame? Hello?
By that luck, you might be.
never mind, nothing. That's a natural one.
Oh.
Just
Slowly facing against the
There's a
glass.
guard outside the window like, he's like looking at his reflection there like, there's no one there but me. And this guy's like, do we have to kill these guys? They're stupid.
It's just like someone opened the window in the mid, just in like the embassy siege when they're about to come in. It's like, oh hello.
It's like that whole, it's like Rizzo and what is it from Muppets Christmas Carol?
Oh yeah.
Foiled an assassination attempt you didn't even know. Anyway,
it would be a quick glance at that point.
you're peering out. There are guards moving about in the courtyard. There are people in the streets beyond, moving back and forth. Quite a number of people moving about for what they need to. More people than you'd expect, which suggests,
Party time.
yes, for an execution is for the common people a form of entertainment as much as it is. It's shameful to say, but that is a source of entertainment.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
So there's going on. It's in real life, as in here, back in medieval times. So people are excited and keen to witness this.
Yeah.
If it's like that here, in this inner part of the city, you can imagine what it's like in the outskirts. So people are moving around. No one's really paying attention that you can see, but then again, you are more distracted about the fact that, there's a lot of talk going on behind you. talking to Dragonfly about what you're going to do next, the realization in your head that obviously you've just missed where they are, and any delays now might widen that gap.
Yeah.
So your thoughts are all over the place, and anything that might be seen outside of note, you don't see anything.
Okay. That's fine.
Does anyone want to do anything else before you attempt a long rest?
No.
I don't like the attempt at long rest.
Just something planned during, but that's it.
Okay. During the long rest?
Yeah, well, like when I'm doing my watch.
Okay. So, who's taking watch again? You are going
At the end.
Jarrell is taking
There's 4 of us.
Those that are, perception checks for me, please.
I'm just sort of this angle towards the door.
Yes.
I'm still conscious the whole time.
So you can do a perception check as well.
7.
Draenor is not going to do a perception check. He's going to be
Draenog's not doing one. Philip, you...
4.
Yeah, cool.
14.
So, Philip, although you are still very much awake, it's like your body seems to get heavier and you angle your head towards the ground. So, yes, you are alert and you are perceptive of the floor.
Have you just like powered down in the middle of the room, just like stood there?
I just stood up.
Which makes sense with the perception check of 4.
Yeah, mine's not much better.
Okay, so who else is taking watch in what order?
Jarrell is first.
Yeah.
Durrell, what have you got?
17.
Nice.
So, 17. Who's next?
Oh, I thought it was last.
Draenor can go next.
Draenor next.
Yep. And he's foregoing a check.
Oh. Great.
It's like my rest.
Do your passive perception with a disadvantage since you're intentionally not really paying attention, so
Yep, he has other things he wants to
just
do.
give me that total.
That'll be 13
5.
with disadvantage.
Yeah, so it's okay.
At least I did it.
So who's after Draenor?
It'll be Val, and I rolled a 6.
Woo!
Nice.
Wow, we're all going to die.
I'm also a bit distracted.
Okay. And Gwyn's last.
14.
Start strong and strong.
Okay.
Middle.
Yeah. Okay. So everyone starts to drift off or remain awake, but
How was it?
without moving.
After 4 hours,
Yes.
I wake back up.
Okay. So this is the first 2 hours.
No.
So Jarrell,
I
are
only
you
sleep
doing anything
hours.
while you're doing this watch?
Jarrell's just kind of. He's very much focused on listening out for the door, listening to see if he can hear anything suspicious, keeping an eye on the bell because he'd quite like to pinch it before they leave.
At the moment, everyone, although you're unaware, the dwarf is awake because he looks like he's just fallen asleep with his eyes open. Everyone at the moment is asleep.
Probably would leave it for now, and he would take out. He'd take out an arrow and just sort of whittle down the actual wood a bit slightly, and as much as he's listening out for the footsteps, Jarrell will also be listening a little bit deeper, see if he can hear anything that anything familiar to him,
Okay.
as he does most nights.
For the initial part, you focus on the spell, and it's a very simple bell. Basic iron. Kind that if you pick up, you really have to hold the chime in the middle just to stop it from ringing out.
Yeah.
And with a simple kind of hand noise, it's not meant to be ornate, it's meant to be a way of getting someone's attention quite quickly. You can imagine it is loud enough because those doors are quite thick. Otherwise, you can't imagine it's going to sell for much. Be a nice distracting noise. But then your focus kind of goes inward as much as it goes outward. You are paying attention to things, mainly listening at the door. But then thoughts go back to other things which dwell on your mind. And there is a cold chill which goes over you. As you kind of glance over at the door, you kind of pull the cloak that has been given to you by Draenog. I just see Philip, both Draenog and Philip, you both, Draenog, sorry. Hands out the cloaks.
Yeah.
As you kind of pull it closer to yourself, you kind of roll towards your left shoulder. angling yourself over towards the fire, and for the briefest of moments you swear you see a face in there. And then you kind of blink and then get up and look into the fire. It's just the whipping of the flames. But that face, that small face, and that chill just embeds itself and needles, nettles, and you hug yourself within that cloak even tighter, but you can't dislodge that chill, even as the temperature in the room picks up.
Okay.
Nothing further of note occurs. Is there anything else you want to do before I go to Trainok?
No, I think not. I think he'll sit with that experience for a little while and listen for her.
Okay. Trainok. After 2 hours, Jarrell, occupied, nudges you awake.
He's going to wander around the room a little bit.
Okay.
He's never seen inside a noble's room like this. He's not that concerned with keeping watch. There are guards outside. The place is secure. You know, the witch hunters have left now. He ponders to himself, if it wasn't for the shenanigans, would he have ever seen a room like this? Would he and his Rosin ever be able to see such luxury? And he has a small smirk when he remembers a strange tale that she once told him. He goes over to the chest of drawers and will open them and try and find the underwear of Gaslow.
Mm-hmm.
And just steal. Just steal one.
Okay.
Pocket that. And he'll smirk to himself, and the smirk will slowly fade, and he'll find a corner kind of away from the others, looking over at the flames. He'll hold his staff in front of him, and at first he does a quiet motion, and then there's the faint sound of drums just kind of around him. And then he'll mutter in Druidic, and almost spectral leaves will just seem to fall kind of around him as he tries to take himself back to being in the Druidic circle, being with his wife, being with his found family.
Okay. Just pleasant memories. Bittersweet. The underwear you take is fine underwear. I mean, he doesn't go over the top with his clothes. He has enough that you could tell he's noble at a glance, as you did when he almost stood on you. But where he splashes out is the underwear.
Okay.
And these are nice kind of
Silk.
fabric, yeah, silken underwear. They take away kind of like briefs.
Chaps.
Have they got some elasticity to them, or are they very rigid?
No, they've got some elasticity.
Nice.
Um,
Good. Yeah.
We're all done. Yeah, excellent choice, guys.
Even while you're asleep, you're like, yeah.
We can turn, show him up.
Show your
You take those-
abilities.
Your thoughts remain with your family, and again, there's that comforting kind of with the warmth of this place and the fire crackling off. It's almost easy, especially since you're not trying to pay attention, to lose yourself and let stone blur into wood, and the sounds of people moving off in the distance fall away into the sound of animals skittering about and, you know, galloping off into the distance. And the splash of someone's chamber pot out of a window not too far away, almost like the tumble of a river or a stream into its main body over a cluster of rocks. And it all kind of blends together in your head. And you look into the fire and you try and just lose yourself in there. But unlike Jarrell, unknowingly, you fight to try and see a face, and you can't see it. And then by the time you eventually bring yourself back to yourself, a good 10 minutes of staring, trying to see a face, trying to form a picture out of this moving flame, has borne no fruit. And you turn and move over to Val and bonk him with your stick, don't you? Wake him with a bonk of the stick.
Your turn.
Thanks. Can you just tap me next time? You don't need to hit me with the stick.
I'll just bonk him a little lighter.
Thank you. Did you see anything?
The flames were pretty.
Fair enough. Right. Thank you.
And you're just fighting to let it curl up again.
Val,
See.
you go and sit yourself, or rather, you were in that chair, I'm assuming.
Yeah, just with my back sort of to the window.
So you're focusing and see everybody else drifting off. Around this point, the only one that's really moving is Philip, as his head's kind of lifted, and he's more alert. Are you doing anything when you wake?
I'd probably sit down now.
Okay.
So you just see Philip get up, there's that head come up, just walk, grab a chair.
And he just sits. As your focus kind of goes from that, you peer again back towards the window. Hook a finger into the drapes and just pull it forwards to peer out. And you have a look. And you can see from the bit that you've pulled away at an angle, just reflections of the room. Try and look at from down on the streets of people moving past. And then look back up. And as you're trying to pay attention to the goings on of the people below, something else pulls your attention. And you're noting again where everything is in the room. And then there at the centre is a candle. And you look, and there's no candle in this where it is in this reflection. And then you look back into the window, and it's still there. And it's on the furthest point of the room. And you reach forwards and open the window, and just pull it slightly open, like the furthest part of the window, so that it's not like coming to hit you.
Yeah.
You open that window, and the reflection starts moving with it, and then when the window breach is there, you can see the light in the distance, hovering, and then it snuffs out. And then you close the window back, and that candle's not there. But you feel your stomach lurch.
Do I have an idea of what it could be?
Roll Arcana.
Oh, fuck. See if I can get over a 5 this time, James. Nope. Fuck. Well, that is a 5.
Did you touch his dice?
No, he just told me I've not rolled over a 5, and now I'm just not rolling
Your
over
dice
a
are
5.
like, we like that.
That is a 5 total. I rolled a 2.
You feel like you should know the significance of that.
Yeah.
But for some reason you're thinking of a more familiar person from your background,
Yeah.
and trying to associate what you're seeing with her,
Yeah.
and struggling.
Yeah.
But it's weird because thoughts of her don't normally make your stomach feel as though you are plummeting. And the chill that you get is, unknown to you, just as pervasive as the chill that Jirel just is stuck with. But though you pull the curtain, the window back and clasp it, you sit back into the room. But for the rest of the night, you are not really paying attention to noises. You're not really paying attention to people. You are looking for a candle that you feel should be there.
Yeah.
And you can't see it. For some reason, the fact you can't see it makes you feel a dread you don't realise you felt before. And you are still looking for that candle when it is time to wake up Gwyn.
I imagine if Philip is awake as well, you probably, if you're looking around anyway, you would see Val looking very concerned, confused, and also like kind of terrified at something. Like you can see he's looking at particular points of the room and just concentrating for a minute, and then checking another corner and stuff.
I will say, if Val turns back to look in the room, Philip is just straight across, like angle on the chair, like
Directly at him.
Just directly at him.
You're a very strange man, Philip. Are you awake now, or are you?
Yes.
Oh.
I didn't think that was I thought it was a rhetorical sentence. I didn't realise you wanted me to respond.
No, it's
It
fine.
was just more of a statement.
Yeah. No, it's fine.
Go back to sleep.
I need to wake up. Gwyn. I'll go and just give you a nudge.
When everyone begins moving back and settling themselves, the only one that's really moving away around at this point is Philip, sat on his chair, doing Philip things.
Doing Philip thing.
So Gwyn,
It's now my Philip time.
you have your 2 hours before you have now, before you've had your 8 hours covered.
Yeah.
What are you doing in your 2 hours?
From his pack, he's going to take out just the needle and thread. The thread is exactly the same colour as his shirt, effectively. If you were to have looked at his shirt normally, it looks like it's just got a pattern on it almost.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like an incredibly fine needle, incredibly fine thread. Is there anything like a partition in the room, where people get changed behind?
Not in his room, no.
Okay.
You get the feeling that that's by choice.
Fair enough. So he's going to try and hide himself a little bit, use the cloak as a bit of a curtain.
Yeah.
Put that on after taking his shirt off. Would you have been watching me?
Yeah. I'm just awake and you started moving and stripping off.
Everyone.
You're stripping off in this room, and I'm just like.
All I heard is you started undressing like.
It's Philip time.
I guess I can't.
Philip is a verb.
I'm kind of trying to be sneaky, I guess.
Yeah.
So should I do a stealth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Roll perception because you're actively looking for it.
God, I really hope I roll really high.
Okay.
This will be the one time you do.
Well, stuff I don't.
What have I gotta
so
beat?
We've beat 10.
Okay. It's 8!
Nice. Okay.
I rolled
Give
a
you the choice. I don't know if they're different. I'll give you the choice between stealth or sleight of hand for that. Because you're kind of out in the open, but you're trying to be
Can I have a
subtle.
choice between perception and my +8 in athletics?
No.
Just climbing around the room.
I was really zoned in, doing pull-ups in the corner.
We're going to do a video of you replacing every skill roll with athletics.
Yeah.
It's straight athletics.
I flex to learn things.
You're like Maui with the muscles.
Yeah.
So you start getting changed. What was your roll, Philip?
It was an 8.
What was your roll?
10.
10.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're watching him, but the way that he turns and skills, whatever you're trying to hide, you do manage. And given that Phil's kind of powered down, Phil, sat there, Phil, observing, but still not active Phil.
Yeah.
He's not as
Not sentinel. Phil.
yeah, he's not sensible Phil. So he misses bits. He misses what you're doing. So what are you doing?
Now he knows he's fine, he's covered, that's all good. He's just going to start sewing, really, really fining up the arrow hole. As I mentioned before, it looks like it would be a pattern, but he's done this so practiced that it just it looks like he's adding to the pattern of the shirt.
Okay.
From where tears may have been, and something like that.
Okay.
It looks like it's been repaired.
For the crossbow bolt.
Yeah.
Yes.
It looks like this has been repaired a lot, and the pattern is just growing. But he's got such a good understanding of how to do this.
Yeah, of course. And your practice hands go through it quickly.
Just for this,
The
yeah.
bolt is not massive. It was the force of the crossbow which had the impact. So you managed to do it quite quickly, even with creepy dwarf staring at you from a chair.
If anything, I'm trying to do it faster because of it.
Yes, and you do manage to patch it up in a way that you're comfortable with. You slightly pull the fabric just to make sure it's not going to tear the moment it goes on your back, and it's solid. And it's woven into the pattern that you can put on. So unless someone does a close scrutiny, they're not going to realise that it's not intentional part of the pattern. You're satisfied with the work by the time you get it finished.
Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you wanted to do?
I think I'm just going to take a look out the window and see if I can hear any cheers if that event has happened, because now is around about the time when it would be happening.
Yeah.
So, looking out the window, with the light now overhead and the sun off in the distance, there are people moving about. There's not as many you get the feeling that these people are kind of like potential last throws of people. The fact they're moving with speed suggests they're moving somewhere.
Yeah.
So something is still going on, and there's not nearly enough people to suggest that everything's finished.
Yeah.
You get the feeling that if you wanted to, you could probably still make it. Or utilise it as some sort of cover. It's entirely up to you, but there's not enough people coming back, and there's enough speed when they're going towards the place where you know the cathedral is to suggest that things are still ongoing.
Can I see the cathedral from the window?
Off in the distance, the cathedral's massive.
Yeah.
It is testament to all. There's not like individual temples of worship. All 7 are there in that temple.
Yeah.
It is big.
Yeah.
It is perhaps the only building to rival in size the Black Keep.
Yeah.
So it's easy for you to see and to envision where they're going. But as you're kind of tailing towards the end of your watch, you can hear people slowly stirring, waking. You don't hear Cassian moving in the bed because, oh, it's so soft. Oh, it's so nice. And compared to what you've been sleeping in other places, it's a pleasant nostalgia moment where you wake and you're like, this isn't my room. Fuck. But so comfy. Everyone begins to wake. Everyone begins to stir.
Are you telling us we made it through a long rest?
You made it through a long rest. So, for a reminder, so the benefits of a long rest, you must have to have the benefits of a long rest. A minimum of 1 hit points. Everyone has 1 hit points. I know I'm kind of teaching people to suck eggs with this, but I'm just making sure that this definition is the one we go with. So normally you would regain all hit points. For those at home, that's not what we are doing because I hate that rule. Instead, what happens is what hit dice you currently have, you roll, add your constitution to it. That is what you recover. Once you have done that is when you recover half your maximum number of hit points to your current number of hit points, and then that is your new hit point total. So everyone currently has 1, so you roll your hit dice 1, add your constitution modifier, that's how much you heal for this long rest.
Who was healed by me, not with a spell, but with the healer's kit?
Gaslow.
Gaslow.
Is that when you use one of our hit dice?
Yes.
Yes, me too.
So you've used that hit dice, so you don't have the hit die.
Oh no, because we're not leveled up yet until we finish.
So
You leveled up.
Yeah,
you've leveled up, but
So,
you won't be able to
so-
heal.
So if you've used that hit die, when you take this long rest, you don't get any healing, but the benefit of the long rest is that you'll get hit dice back. That then benefits to your next one. It just makes healing over time a little bit more uncertain. So it's not, you have 8 hours and you've recovered from being chopped by a dragon and crapped out the other end and then set fire to like you're a brisket or something like that. It's more uncertain and it reinforces the importance of healers and healing feats and abilities such as the one that you used. The benefit in that case being that you can instantaneously use a hit dice rather than having to have a whole hour. So
Lucky's back. So apologies for
what would happen, the ability scores recovered, if anyone's dropped, we're going to still keep that in because I've got no alternative for that, so hit ability scores unless specified that it doesn't recover on a long rest, you'll get those back.
Maybe 1 at a time?
Well, we'll go with as it written is, and we'll see how the rules go, and then potentially tweak it if we feel we need to.
So it's what we rolled plus our constitution modifier.
Yes.
Cool. That's all good.
So, because people have technically eaten and drunk within the last 24 hours, you won't need to use up your rations or anything for this particular one. That means that because you have eaten and drunk, if you have a level of exhaustion, you now take it off. If you have multiple levels of exhaustion, you only lose 1. But because I believe there's only 1 exhaustion level between 2 people, you'll lose that. So by the way, when you were making rolls, have you been accounted for that -2?
Yes. It's marked that, so I deliberately do that.
Yep, so as a reminder, exhaustion works differently now. For every level of exhaustion you take, you double it and take that as a penalty to any and all rolls. And your speed is also reduced by 5 foot. So now you've lost that level of exhaustion, you're back to normal.
Okay.
Any features that would refresh on a long rest, refresh it now. This also gives you the chance to kick in any second level abilities you have.
Nice.
I'm immediately going to cast
cast Cure Wounds on myself.
I can provide more healing.
So, because
With a
we've
hit
done that,
die, again, I can do.
Oh yeah, because I've got them.
Yeah, so I can actually heal you if you're still looking rough, you know.
yeah.
I
So
can still heal you, so you don't have to jump in and start using spells.
yeah, so half your maximum number of hit dice, because you're second level, you get 1 hit die back. That would everyone else would now have their 2 hit dice. But because one's been expended,
Yeah.
you get 1 back, so you're
I'm
now
going
on
to
1.
save that to the next rest. 'Cause otherwise I'm going to keep being in debt.
Yeah.
So we will keep refreshing this every time we have a long rest. We've used this for those at home. We have used this in the previous campaign we did. We actually liked this application. It did work for our table, so that's why we're doing this.
Oh, it's much grittier.
Yeah, it's grittier. It feels
Oh, yeah.
more.
When you take a big hit in a fight, you feel it the next day.
Yes, as it should be, rather than just recovering. So that's what
I'm now back to full health using that Cure Wounds.
Okay, so
how's
you've
it
used. So in which case,
I just shirt up, heal.
so it's like a pulse going
Yes.
into you, and you watch as the injuries that he's had slowly knit, almost like you've sped up a recovery over months and months and months, and then played it fast forward. You now have 1, Philip, 1 hit die.
Yeah.
Everyone else should have 2 hit dice because
Yeah.
no one else has expended any. So now you've got your 2 hit dice.
Perfect.
Okay. Spell slots and everything would have refreshed,
Yes.
apart from the one that Philip used.
Oh.
I got my single, one of the 2 rages back.
So
We've got 2
You
now.
don't have
I already had 2.
Oh, really?
lay on hands.
Yeah, and
Nice.
I'm going to save that to allow spell slots.
Actually, I had 2.
So everyone
as well.
feels
Yeah.
more rested and recovered. Philip, you felt a bit kind of. It's almost like your body is trying to fight to catch up with processes for reasons. So to speed that along, you've utilised spell. Just so that everyone can get into the habit of doing it. Remember, when you cast a spell, I want to know what components.
Yeah.
So get used to
Mine
telling me what
doesn't
they are.
use
On that,
components.
when Jarrell wakes up, he's the sort of the light bleeding in the back of him. Well, no, it'd be in the front of his chest has eased off now. However, there's quite a bit of not bleeding necessarily, and not seeping with pus, but there's something nasty forming on his neck where he got the shrapnel the other day. He's still not looking 100%, and he'll take the rag from his chest, which was used before to dress it, and stuff it into the bell on Gaslow's desk and just slip it into his pocket quickly. He's not necessarily trying to hide it from you lot, just so long as it's not making any noise.
You're not going to get a lot for that, you know.
I don't need a lot for it, I need it for something.
Are you okay? Your neck looks a little manky.
And that it's when that fella shot at us with the very loud weapon, got quite a lot of splinters from the kiosk in my neck, so it'll be fine. I can take care of it. I'm just gonna hold on for a little while.
I mean, I can help you with that if you'd like.
If you don't mind.
Yeah. So I'll go over and I'll again use my long. It's like a shepherd's staff, so you use that to hop round your neck and pull you down to his legs. Come here, let me have a look.
That's right where it
Can I do a medicine check on it just to sort of
Yes.
see what it's like?
It hurts.
Yeah.
There's a bullet in there.
There's probably.
This is causing you a lot of pain. It's got nothing to do with you hooking your body.
If you were to say how much pain it was on a scale of 1 to 18, you would say it was about a 6 of pain.
I mean, I did roll a nat 20 and I have a +5 from my medicine, so.
His health bar appears above his head.
So you get the feeling that the reason why it's causing him a bit of discomfort is when the shot went off in the kiosk and he was showered with these shards of wood. There's been one particular corner piece which has sharded itself in almost like an arrow tip, and it's embedded itself in the side of his neck. And where it's been moving, it's wedged it in. So you can see there's almost like a lump where it is browns and discoloured, and you get the feeling that's probably as much the bruising as it is the wood itself lodged. Over time, that's probably going to get infected.
I'll tell you what, do you like licorice?
I think it's. I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay, and he'll go into his medicine bag and pull out a bit of licorice root. Just give gnaw on that a little bit, so, you know. And he'll like grab his neck and like pull out the. There we go. Oh, that stinks.
Oh, that's vile. Oh, God, that was. Ah!
So, do you know, like, it's probably a splinter about that long.
Oh my God!
So for those on the,
That's a dagger.
It's probably about a 2.5 inch, maybe a bit longer, splinter that got embedded, that was sharded off from this kiosk. That in all the hustle and the movement, you felt, but you've not really paid it much mind. You thought it was probably bruising or similar. But you've been moving your head a lot,
Yeah.
and it's driven further, and it's only once it's removed you actually see the size. Fortunately, because of that medicine check, you've removed all of it without issue. There's nothing left in there apart from the hole, but that'll heal itself.
And I'll use the healer's kit on you. So, what's your hit die?
D10.
D10. So I can roll the D10 for you using your hit die.
Using one of my hit
I
dice.
was going to say, just before you do that, if I see you pulling out the healer's kit and things, Val will just say to you, you can hold that for now if you want, I can help him, it's alright. If you would like to keep it for next time.
I'm okay. I've got plenty of supplies. I was given some bandages by.
This is a delight.
Gaslow.
Being fought over. This is lovely.
Which one do you want to use? Oh, okay.
I could give you my healing slap.
Maybe later.
Cracking that ball.
So that was a 10 plus my wisdom.
Holy.
So 3, so a 13.
Can I get some temporary hit back?
No.
Worth it.
Unfortunately not.
Worth a punt. Thank you. I'm back to full now.
So,
So apply some more sort of ointment.
Yeah.
So that it's got a smell to it, and again he's pulling out this lichen that he's using almost like like gauze.
Yeah.
So it's getting patted on, and then he's using some of the nice clean bandages rather than rags he normally uses to pack it in there. But if anyone who actually was to pull back the bandages an adult, they'd be like, "Oh my God, what have you done?"
I like the idea that you get it out and chew it first to make it stick out.
That's exactly what happened.
It's like chewing tobacco, you spit it in perfectly.
so you're not, because he's forcing your head aside with that stick of his. You're not subject to seeing it, but what you do feel is something damp and sticky being applied. And you're like, oh, your neck goes slightly numb, and the discomfort kind of goes with it. And although the smell kind of hits you right nostril, you're like, what is that? Unseen by you, in amidst that kind of numbing sensation, it's almost like the recovery of your muscles and stuff from partial magical elements that are being applied is almost like they're supercharged.
Beautiful.
And you don't feel the wound kind of closing itself from where you've had this embedded giant splinter.
Yeah.
But in time, and especially with all your neck movements, you certainly feel the benefits of it.
Mate, thank you, Drain. I appreciate that.
Oh, of course.
My question is, during my meditation
Yes, Philip?
and zone out, did I get any messages or anything? No text, no emails.
No.
Out of office.
I put my office hours on.
No.
Okay.
It was a curious silence. I mean, you get the occasional messages, and you're not just sure whether or not it's a case of she's come and speak. You've had that communication recently, and you're like, maybe she is just quiet for a bit. But there is no noises. But then again, maybe you did and you just didn't listen.
Yeah, that could be a thing.
Very much.
It's been like, Philip.
This is important. You're on fire, Philip.
It's in my brain like, Philip.
In your head, it's just that Windows startup noise.
Yeah.
Shutdown noise.
This is blue screen.
Error message.
Yeah, that's what flashes across his eyes when he shut down, guys. It's the Windows blue screen.
So while you two are doing that, Quinn, what are you doing?
Well, got re-changed, so back into the shirt.
Yep.
Kind of just prepping, oiling the sword if I can find any oil.
Your sword.
Yeah,
I think
my
we can
sword.
find some oil in this room. There's definitely some oil in here.
Oh, there is.
There's a whole cabinet.
Yeah. Scented oil.
Just think the basics.
Super sticky oil.
Yeah.
Something like a slide.
Go on.
Just prepping myself, not really doing anything massively important, make sure everybody else has got okay. I'm not fully all the way back to full health, but I do have quite a lot of health to fill, so...
That's true, yeah. And you've got a rage ability.
I'm on 24, I'm 27.
Oh,
I've got
But for a level 2 barbarian.
Yeah, pretty good. I rolled 11 on my die last time. So.
Wow. Holy.
Yeah.
I rolled.
Out of curiosity, have we heard a big cheer or anything like that?
Yes, that's
In
what
the
I was-
distance,
Yeah.
there is noise. It's not cheering, but it's clear there is a large mass of people because the cathedral, although it's visible in the distance, is still a distance. But you can hear people. There's no
Sound like
cheering.
Screams or
No.
just general sound of
No.
people.
Although it's good that you're listening specifically for screams because it means I'm doing my job right. No, there's nothing like that. It's just the sound of large number of people gathered. So while you're listening, Val, are you doing anything? Cassian, are you doing anything before we move on?
Before we decide to leave the room or whatever we do, I'm going to take a quick look at the window again. Is the candle still there or has that gone? No. Good. I'll close it back. And then I'm just waiting for everybody else. Neatly folding the silk pyjamas, putting the clothes back on, fixing the cravat, and making sure my daggers are actually well fitted. I will be, at some point while everybody's sort of getting ready, Val will very reluctantly take off the current cloak that he has, his green one with the dragonfly on it, put it in his bag. He's neatly folding it and putting it in his bag, and he's going to put the grey one on.
Okay.
From the one that Draenor gave us, and just kind of clasp that. And you see, he does look a bit like, like this is just not. It feels uncomfortable.
He's taken off the dragonfly cloak.
He's taken off the dragonfly cloak because he knows it's very, very
Distinct.
Yes, but
Okay.
you can see from, if anyone would have looked or whatever, you can see from the
Suddenly they all are.
what is this? From the care and attention that he's taking to fold it up neatly and put it like comfortably in his bag, making sure it's not gonna like get scrunched up or any sort of damage or anything. He's taking care of putting it in and then just getting sorted, put the other cloak on as well, and his armor's back on already.
These cloaks are quite, not military-esque, but they're definitely used by the guards. Seems
Yes.
a bit official.
Very different.
Philip holds it in his hand and just sort of sighs, puts it down, and then just rakes out his beard and just re-plats it really fine and just pulls out a massive clasp in his bag and clonk just to hold it.
If anything, these clothes are probably better than the ones.
Yeah. These feel like number twos. These are formal dress. Like he combs his hair. For once, he looks not dishevelled. He looks fine, and then he puts the cloak on really nicely, does it up, and just makes sure it's really proper, and just
Still with the giant gauntlets.
still with the giant gauntlets, sort of just like peeking through.
You've never seen a review.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Thank you.
You've done this before, I
Yes.
guess.
Right. The big question is, where are we heading? Are we heading to the execution or are we heading to the Willows?
If we're going to head to the Wood of the West, then it's most likely that we should wait until they all start coming away from the cathedral, because then we'll be blending into the crowd.
That's very true.
What's worth noting, just because you know this, those that are actually have been within the city, if your intention is to leave and go towards the woods, most of the woods surrounding Ostia have been cut back. There is a small amount of woods to the north.
Okay.
You can head that direction, go past the cathedral, if that is your intention, and continue north to try and get out through the northeastern entrance. Alternatively, you can go that way, take the bridge westward, and head towards the Will o' the Wisp. Or you can avoid that area entirely. It is entirely your call. You can go to either one of the destinations that you've mentioned so far by going towards the execution square in front of the cathedral, or you can try and avoid it entirely. It's entirely up to your group. But if your intention is to attend, you are going to run out of time unless you go.
So from what you've described, it might be easier for us to head towards it and then take the western route.
I think that sounds
Try and-
smart, yeah.
Blend in with some form of crowd, I guess, yeah. Though it will look a bit weird, 6 cloaked figures again walking together.
As if we're late. And we can always peel off in twos.
I was
sort
going
of
to say
stagger it.
perhaps it is best to stagger it, stay within eye line of each other, but staggered.
Well, we've all got the same cloaks. That really helps. Unless we want to, I've got some needle and thread. If we want to mark the cloaks in case somebody else has similar cloaks, and we just get confused about who's who.
It's not a bad idea, actually, to be fair.
How much
Who,
time do we
who
have?
knows this
Well,
city
actually,
well?
doesn't walk. Well, we'll make the sigil now.
No, I said who knows the city well.
Oh, city well.
I know the outskirts more, if I'm honest.
But you know your way through.
Yes.
Okay, 3 and 3 people who know the city well lead the way, because if we're in twos, there's going to be a 2 who don't know.
Cassian, did the guards see you at all?
One small with one group,
I don't
other
think
small
they
with
did,
other
no.
group.
Well, would it make sense for
Sleep helps you, doesn't it?
someone?
I was in the army.
Would it make sense for someone who's noble-esque to have a couple of guards?
You could, but I'm not looking to draw attention to myself.
Okay.
But would a noble without guard not be more suspicious? Especially since the nobles are, seem to be dying a lot lately. Or under threat.
It's got a point.
He does have a point.
If I was noble, I wouldn't go anywhere without
Were you seen?
a large man with
I
sword
don't
and handsome
think
dwarf.
I was seen.
You can pass off as quite rich. We could all be your guards.
That seems a little extreme, even for a noble.
The thing is, if another noble sees me, they will know I'm not off.
But we could think he's a threat and kill him.
Or we just fuck it and go in 2-3s
No.
like Philip says.
No, we won't fuck him.
Can I
Oh my.
cast a druidic druidcraft to sense what the weather is likely to be for the next 24 hours?
This guy loves magic.
Yep. So
No rain.
whilst they're having that discussion, you begin casting, and the impression that you get is almost like a warmth spreading throughout your palm, and then underneath the skin of your palm, there's like a amberish glow that fades into grey. Another. Between the two sensations, you get the impression that it is going to be sunny, but eventually peter off towards the later part of the day.
Mm. I don't believe it's going to rain today or be foggy, so we don't have that kind of cover.
Alright.
Well, whatever we do, we need to do it now.
Yes. I do like your idea, Philip, but I think one person who knows the city should come with the back 3, just in case we do get
Or
separated.
one person who knows the city in each group.
I thought there was 3 of us. 3 people who knew the city, right? You? Oh, just 2. Never
Yeah.
mind, ignore me. I misheard.
Cassian and
Yes.
Swing.
Right, how should we go then in that case?
Well, we have to go most tactically.
I can speak Dwarven, so if I actually know, like if we get separated, it'd be best if I'm with him.
And you think
That's
I
true.
speak to all?
Well, I'd assume, but maybe I'm wrong to
No,
assume.
I do. I was just joking. I was just having a jape.
Classic Dwarven, yes.
Classic Dwarven jape.
I mean, if it helps anybody, I speak Common, Elvish, Halfling, Sylvan, and Dwarven.
Do you want to come with that?
I'll go with you guys. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah.
Do you speak Gnomish?
I do. Yes.
We can all converse in Gnomish.
Yes, of course.
Hell yeah.
Lovely.
It's necessary
Right,
to
well,
speak
okay.
to some of the subjects.
Team
Diverse
Dwarven.
group.
Team Dwarven. Team
No,
Gnome.
we're good. We'll figure out a group actual name later.
Oh, yeah.
I suggest we move off in a couple of minute increments.
We'll
Yes.
also have to
Team
say
short
goodbye.
stack.
I'm not sure.
We also need to say goodbye to Gaslow.
Yeah,
No,
of
we
course
don't.
we do.
Yeah, we don't know where he is.
We don't know. We
Okay,
don't know
well-
where he is. It would be suspicious if he was still here and not at the execution, so
Okay.
he is already there.
I'll really quickly write him a note then, and if we don't see him on the way out, then he can just have a look at the note.
Okay, we meet outside in 100 hours.
Do we really want to
So
leave?
now.
Yes. So I'm marching towards the door.
Do we really want to leave written evidence behind?
Very good point. Okay.
Can we
I
call the
guess I'm gonna go.
Can we call
I take the stuffing out of the bell. Ding ding ding. Put the stuffing back in.
The door opens,
Oh, Elizabeth.
and you, as the door opens,
Yeah.
you can see a chair sat opposite the door.
Oh, she's just
Been watching the entire time.
No, the door's been shut.
Yeah.
There's opposite the door, like in the hall, there's a small chair.
Oh, yeah.
She's been sat.
Yeah, so she's
Like
just
a three
been
tanks.
watching the entire
She's been
time.
sat watching the door all day.
And as she kind of slips her head in,
Oh my.
Oh, Elizabeth, hello.
Well, that was quick.
it's clear, like, actually, I mean, everyone will notice this. She hasn't slept. She's just been outside the door.
Are you all right, Elizabeth?
You called me?
Yeah, we're off.
Oh, I've been waiting for everyone to wake. Lord Gaslow would like to say farewells. He's attending the execution, so he's expected to leave with speed. So I'm glad that you're waking now. I can take you to him.
Yeah, they're heading that direction, sort of. So
Yeah.
You're going as well.
We'll see when we get there.
yeah, we'll use it as a bit of cover for ourselves. So yes, for all intents and purposes.
I wasn't able to get any of the silver. I did try.
That's okay.
Everyone's a bit on high alert after the Inquisitor's visit.
Elizabeth, I feel bad. This bell. How valuable is it to you?
I have many,
Do you mind if I borrow this?
of course.
Thank you.
At least you asked.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Take us to him, please.
She slips back out, waits for you, and similar to as everyone comes out. Now, I remember there was intentions noted. Is anything being taken before you leave? Everyone looks at Cassie.
Not this time.
You're not taking the sword.
I can't hide a horse.
Some
Hide a sword.
Not without attitude. So
I'm
everyone
just
begins.
happy to see you.
I've got the barrel.
Okay.
I got the underwear.
You restuffing it.
Yes, restuffing it with the thing to try and stop it from making any noise as I generally move.
Okay.
Can I just quickly check to see if Gaslow's ever taken any of my rings, like from when I knew him?
It's locked. You can.
Oh no,
Oh, do
I
it?
can't be asked.
Okay. So
Cassian's just walking out with the bed. This is coming with me.
this is extra comfy. Worth everything so far. Step out into the corridor, and she begins taking you exactly back the way you had, down the same stairway, heading down in a counterclockwise way this time. Going down the stairway, going past the audience chamber that you were originally in, down around the corner, past the privy where you had previously been sat going, and then through the that long corridor with the guards room where you had originally gone. Stepping outside, over where there is the stables, dressed in a travel cloak is Gaslow. He turns and looks at you and smiles. It's clear from the angry mark on the side of his cheek that the audio from that slap was not just kind of lip service, it was a solid whack. But he still smiles, and where Elizabeth is, she comes over and bows, but he reciprocates the bow to her before she kind of scurries off. She pauses midway and mutters something to him. I don't think anyone here speaks Halfling.
Pretty sure.
Did you mention that?
No.
I've got 5 languages.
I'm pretty sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
You do.
I do.
Gerald does, yeah.
So she says to him, "They're all here. No one left." And he smiles and then responds in Halfling to her. "I didn't think they would, but thank you for checking." And she bows and then rushes back inside.
Goodbye,
Again.
Miss Lisbeth.
She pauses, smiles at you and at you, to everyone really, but mainly to you two, the ones that acknowledge her.
I bow slightly to him.
And she responds immediately. It's almost like it's a key
I'm not
reflex.
smart enough to bow.
But you get the feeling that she's used to just not being paid attention to. Even the guards that are on the door just don't look at her as she goes past. And then she vanishes back inside again, moving on footfalls, even outside on the wet grass. You're not sure whether or not, well, you don't recall it raining, so it's wet from something. It's close to the stables, it's probably,
Piss.
yes. But she moves over it, and it is silent again as she vanishes back inside.
Does she have no shoes on?
Yes.
Weird.
Um,
Get on piss grass.
So, Gaslow is currently brushing the mane of one of the horses. And as he leads it kind of forwards, or the stable hand moves forward and leads it forwards, he climbs up onto it, setting his clothing. He's much better dressed than he was yesterday. There is no cloak obscuring. He's obviously going out in the expected kind of garb that he would. So I am due to attend this execution. I was glad I managed to catch you all before I went. I hope you all slept well.
And you? Marvellously. Your bed is great.
It is. You know, we'll talk about this if we meet again. But yeah. Spare no expense for that bed.
Who is being executed?
A Lord Lyndon Gassett.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
It's another middling lord. That was due for. Oh, yeah. That was. As the guards are kind of glancing, they look away, and then he kind of leans down off the horse. He was due for elevation. He was going to be warded into one of the greater houses, and then from there potentially marry into it. Doing this makes absolutely no sense, which has just started up more conspiracy theories. They are making a spectacle, and it would look odd if I didn't attend. Otherwise, I would have happily, benefited from my bed as Cassian himself has, and sleep. But we have to play the roles we're given. So I am going to go and witness this barbaric act and then return to my quarters. So that's all I really know. I've never met the man myself. I'm just well aware that it was something of a surprise.
It might be best if you don't know where we're going or what we're up to.
I'm surprised you're even still here, I'll be honest. I'm happy, but I'm surprised, so that's not going to be a challenge.
But if you ever do try to find us, we'll always look for a game of Farkle.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for everything. It doesn't mean.
But that's if you can find us.
I mean,
I'm not leaving a forwarding address.
I'd be surprised. Ostia is
I don't have one.
big place. I would be very surprised, but stranger things have happened. If we do meet again, despite the excitement, I would consider it good fortune. If you need anything, you know where I am.
No, you don't know where we are.
Yes, you have me at a disadvantage there, Philip, but
I know that word.
Right.
thank you
We
for
really
putting
should.
your
No.
faith in a stranger. It's
Thank you for protecting us for no reason.
Thank you for the drinks.
I'll be sure to buy less next time I go and meet strangers, just in case. I didn't expect that would bite me in the ass.
You are down on your luck at the moment, aren't you?
The Inquisitor notwithstanding, and the attempted abduction, and the getting shot with a bolt. No, you're right. Yeah, I've been pretty down.
Draenor will rummage in his bag and then rummage in his other bag, and then he'll get out his coin purse and he'll hand him a gold piece and go, "Get a drink on us."
He's not a poor man. He lives in a castle.
I'll tell you what. Save that gold crown, Master Gnome, and next time we meet, I'll take you up on that drink.
Okay. And he'll put it in a different pocket.
Well, we really must be going now.
Yes, I don't think it behooves us to hang around. Team Dwarf first.
Sure. I'll say goodbye to Gaslow just really quickly, just on my end. Yeah, just pleasant goodbyes. Like, I hope I do see you again soon. Obviously, it's been a while since the last time we met. But if anything does happen with those owls, I'm just going to call them the owls from now. If anything happens with them, please let us know straight away if you can find any
If
way
I
to
can
find
find you,
us.
of course. Just look after yourself, Gwen.
And yourself.
To everyone,
Goodbye.
it's been a pleasure. Most of it.
Gwynn's going to tie his hair up as tightly as possible so it's not like flowing down and then into the hood.
Would you like me to braid it?
No.
And he gives the reins of the horse a bit of a clip, and the horse begins taking out from the gate. The guards hold it open, and then the moment he's gone, their eyes just shift towards you almost expectantly, as though they're like, right, out. And they're waiting.
Just quickly as well, when we were discussing in the room last night about the dragonfly, that would have been Gwyn's first time hearing it. Does it ring any bells for you, specifically?
That is a very good question.
I'd like all the information I can get.
Do I do a history roll, or do I just know?
Do an intelligence check for me.
Oh!
I think you can do an athletics roll.
Strength check to like muscle memory.
Nice try.
Muscle memory, I like that.
Yeah, 18.
Whoa.
18?
19 on the die, 18, so minus 1.
No.
Oh.
Imagine if you'd had a like.
I'm pretty sure that I don't.
All good.
You've not. I mean, you weren't a frequent visitor for the Will and the Wisp, not to the degree that Cassian, for example, was.
I've not been in the city.
And it's quite a distinctive name. So, I mean, you're aware of dragonflies as in like insects. You get the feeling that he's not come here, weathered all this for an insect.
I know where to get them, but
So, no.
Oh, good. Just wanted to check because I realised afterwards I was like, oh wait, you went there the first time. That's right.
Okay, so you all begin breaking out into which groups? Who's in group 1?
we'll go
You want to be group dwarf.
Dwarven group.
So Phil,
Gwyn.
And
Gwyn.
Jarell.
and Jarell.
And then Team Gnome.
Team No.
Team Faster.
Genau. Okay. Before we all
Yes.
set off rules of engagement, we will set off. You will follow in precisely 5 minutes. If you see yourself catching up, slow down. Make sure there is always 5 minutes. Once you get through the crowd, keep your head down. Once you get to the other side and we escape the city, you will wait no more than 1 hour. If 1 hour has passed, assume the worst and we have died or been arrested. You leave. Do not go back for us. Does everybody understand?
Yeah.
I said, does everybody understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
We aren't going to catch up. Look at his legs.
Okay, Team Dwarf, we will be moving out now. Quick, march!
Phil marches. Not a figure of speech, he marches.
As I march, I spin round, point at you and go, you're in charge.
Points about. So as you begin marching, because
Gwyn there.
Wolf of Elysium set a grueling pace, and that is what you set now by muscle memory alone. You lot have to hasten to catch up. You're glad you had a night of sleep. You're glad you had a night of sleep. You go to catch up. Everyone else waits for the 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And breaks off.
I'm going to say to Cassian, how does it feel to be lost by a dwarf?
I'm not really listening to him. We're
I
going
would.
there.
Did you see him? He knows what he's talking about.
Does he?
He absolutely.
There's a very vacant look behind his eyes.
valid, but he still knows what he is talking about.
As we march, I turn to you and go, put your hand on the hilt of your sword, it looks official. You hold the wood of your bow, it looks official.
Yes, sir.
So he says that to Gwyn and then Jarell.
Yeah.
And
Jarell's
I have my
never
hand-
taken orders.
And I have my
from
hands
this.
like hidden in the claw. So you can't tell if he's holding anything or not.
So, although you're at different pace, with the streets largely empty, there are some people moving about in bits and pieces. There are lots of guards marching away, and with speed, with the march, given what's going on, doesn't raise any eyebrows. People are kind of expecting it, and you are
I know
making
how to
your
look
way.
like a guard.
Yes,
You do.
As you are marching, in the distance, ever looming over the tops of all these buildings, is that one. I mean, you're in a nice area of the city. That cathedral is something else. Even at this distance, you can tell the level of architecture that went into it, the amount of attention that's gone into this building, and the sheer size, given how big it looks on the horizon. that is your key point. You march towards it, and with everybody else coming staggered 5 minutes later, you do the same. You march towards it, and within a short period of time, weaving your way in between stragglers, people that just have no stomach, or too old or infirm to try braving that kind of crowd, you make your way past the guards, through the streets, over towards that huge central square. You can see in the centre of the square the statue of the Wolf of Elysium and his brother, stood, not as men, but as boys, beside the old king. And although his back's turned to you, this kingly figure, the stance and the clothing mark his royal person. And he is faced almost in most authoritative stance, but also supplication, angled towards this cathedral. And this cathedral is vast. The doors themselves, a singular door, is probably 20 foot from end to end. From one of the singular things. It is huge. And although you can't see it, you can guess just because of the size of this thing. They probably have smaller doors in the actual doors themselves to allow people in and out that themselves would be watched. The cathedral dwarfs any and all buildings around it. Apart from those that know, the Black Keep, which off in the distance, up on an elevated hill overlooking the city, even at that distance, is big. So, with this as a comparison, it gives you real kind of idea of size. But it is ornate, it is white, it is well tended, well cleaned, well prepared, stone, with depictions of the gods, depictions of angelic servants, depictions of figures throughout history that would have played key roles in the War of Wrath. That from this distance you can't quite make out, but you can tell from the old styling of the armour, from the positions that they have, whether or not they are people that fought in the War of Wrath, or people that served directly under the gods, were human themselves or non-human. There's no depictions of the other races that you can see from the front, with the exception being the gods themselves. That looms large over everything. But there's two other things within this square which steal everyone's focus. The first and most immediate being the sheer mass of bodies and people filling this square. Apart from coming on to the edge and going around the far side of the square, trying to get to the other side, you won't have much movement trying to get through. But you probably have the most cover because there is just people. Throngs of people. Notably, you do have nobles that you can kind of eyeball, or not necessarily only nobles, but the rich, interspersed with the people of lower status. In death, everyone is equal. That is kind of felt here. And they are all angled towards a huge erected platform on the far end at the foot of the cathedral stairs. And the place where a gallows would normally be, instead, there is just wood open platform. And there already looks to be about 5-6 people on there. One who is marching back and forth, his voice is ringing out to an unnatural level, almost as though it is being amplified. Behind him, on his knees, arms wrapped in behind his back, is a figure in very, although at this distance you can't really tell the details of, but you can tell the coloration, suggesting likely attire that you've been dressed in within a cell. And he's kind of hunched forwards, and you can't quite make out his details from this distance, but this figure moving back and forth is dressed in full plate armour and speaking with a tone which is authoritative. And you come in midway through what's being said, but what he clasps in his hand is a large book. A thick, you can tell that even at the distance just because of how big it dwarfs his already sizable arm. And as he is gesturing back towards the cathedral. And as he finishes speaking, this tail end of this conversation, you can't quite get, well not conversation, but spiel he has given to this crowd. He stops and gestures to the man behind him, the one on his knees. Lord Gasset, if you have final words, we'll hear them now. And he steps back, and the crowd, which was murmuring, which was yelling, some people chucking shit towards the stage, suddenly stops and goes silent. They want to hear what this man that tried to kill their king is about to say, and it is an eerie quiet. As the man that says this to Gasset says something which doesn't carry over the audible amplification, and all of a sudden, when you're listening, it's replaced by a whimper, a whimpering breath that shows that whatever had been cast is now cast on this individual. And he lifts his head and just looks out at the crowd, and it's clear from the subtle movements, even at this distance, you can see that he's kind of looking at everyone. And he says, completely oblivious, despite the fact it's impossible to ignore, a person moving with a weapon that makes even Gwyn's look small. A long greatsword, which is to the degree where, although he's carried it over with two hands, he lets the tip rest, almost in a position ready to swing it. And he's just waiting. But this person looking out of the crowd, this Lord Gasset, doesn't even clock this sword at his right, even though it's clearly in his peripheral. Instead, he looks out to the crowd. And this is what he says. I tried. I'm so sorry. I tried to save you all. But I couldn't. You're all going to die. I'm sorry I failed. And he breaks down. And the moment he finishes, and it's clear he's not going to say anything else, the figure with the book nods. And the man to the right of Lord Gasset looks from the guy, looks to the armoured individual with the book that's just nodded, looks down to the sword, and with one practiced motion, swings. And you hear the audible, through whatever magic it is, it's not quite static, but it's an almost pitched ring in the air, as whatever magic on him ends, as with one single stroke of this sword, his neck is cleft and broken through, and his head just hits the ground, and his body just topples to the side. This armoured figure steps forward and mutters something, moving his hands, that isn't heard over the din. But the figure with the sword drags the sword over, picks up the head, and just lifts it to the crowd. And then, at that point, when everybody is focused in your ear, Philip, you hear a whisper and a pressure on your shoulder. If only he hadn't failed.
Can I ask a question back?
No. You can ask it back next, but just in case it prompts a conversation, that is where we are going.
Oh, God. Jesus, man. Christ, that was a tense ending. I thought there was going to be like an
explosion
Yeah,
or
that would
something, or some sort of
Make it sound like
monsters emerging, or
Jesus.
I mean, maybe next session. You don't know.
Oh,
you don't know. We're not finished
oh
yet.
my god, that was excellent, mate. Thank you very much indeed.
Are there any questions before we
Yes.
got as well?
Oh yeah, got any questions here? No questions.
Right,
That's
so-
absolutely fine.
Thank you everybody for joining us, both people that have joined us live and people that may be watching on YouTube. Again, please, in our YouTube vids, I believe, there are links to our Discord. Is that right?
Yes, there should be links to Discord. If not, I'll make sure for definite when we
Yes.
publish them. We'll publish them today. So on Spotify and YouTube, there'll be links to the Discord. You can also find it on our Instagram in the link tree there as well.
Yes.
Links to our Discord. Or Dean, can they just search it in Discord, or do they need to be invited?
No, it's open, so they should be able to find it. But
Yes.
I've got links for it.
Search Perils Possibilities. That'll do it as well.
Please do feel free to join us. We are all on that chat in Discord. We are more than happy to speak to people, answer any questions you have. And thank you very much for taking the time to join us today. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Ta-ra.
Bye.